I think I'm ready for you. I think you're ready for me. Yeah. I know you've been waiting too long. It's okay, I'm just saying. What if she told you that she likes you, she wants you? Although you need your body, I need your body. Trying to figure out who I am, and I want us both to understand. I'm gonna say things left unsaid. No, 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 no. What if she told you that she likes you, she wants you? I need your body. You can have me too if you choose to do it. All around me is empty when you love someone else.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going live in a couple seconds. Let's go.
I need your body.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Ricky 365. My name is Rick, and this is your channel. So today with us we have Lisa Escobedo sings from Virginia. So we're gonna be talking about a couple things today, guys. So please stay with us. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good night. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, okay? And again, if you would like to follow the channel, the number is 520-261-7246. Let's start with this. Elisa, good evening. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So how's everything over there?
Right now everything is quiet. It was a little rough earlier, but right now it's quiet. I think the rain was a blessing.
That's always good. Rain is always good. Can you hear any background noise on where you at?
No,
Perfect, awesome. That's amazing. We got some basic on the house. So anyway, guys, again, the phone lines are open. The phone number is 520-261-7246. And what we have here, Lisa, is something that you actually sent me on Facebook. And it was this is the an Amazon warehouse. Where is this Amazon warehouse, Lisa?
it's in California. I think it's like their main distribution center.
Oh
It's
Jesus,
my heart because shopping on Amazon is like my favorite hobby.
this is gonna be catastrophic on California.
Yeah, I mean, think about all the jobs that are now lost.
And the millions of dollars in inventory that are not going to hit your house. So if you purchase something within the last, I would say 48 to 72 hours, you might say goodbye. So be checking your how you call it, your Amazon shipping information on your packages. You may find a delay or something. I mean, there's multiple distribution centers across the country, so I don't think this is going to be like it's going to break down or broke the company, but I think that it's going to make a big impact to the customer. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if it if it originated there, then obviously you're not going to get your.
Yeah.
But if it was able to get out of that just distribution center beforehand, I still think it'll cause delays because they got to deal with this mess. Not to mention, I feel sorry for all the people, no jobs. Like they just got out of you know the COVID mess, and now they literally have nothing to go to.
And again, I wanna reiterate again. I think I said today when we started. This is an Target. This is an Amazon warehouse. Is that correct?
Amazon.
Amazon warehouse. So fire destroys Southern California warehouse link to Amazon. This is crazy. This is crazy. So this fire started earlier today, and still on fire. Still on fire.
Do you see how big the building is?
Oh yeah, these buildings are huge.
Yeah. I mean, that was like a lot of jobs. I mean, come on. Why? What is the purpose of burning down an Amazon building?
Wow. Let me do a quick research.
Probably somebody who didn't want to go to work the next day. And they're just gonna blame it on riots.
Oh, this is gonna be crazy. The Amazon here in there were about 40 employees inside with the fire. So looks like when the fire started, there were 40 people in the warehouse. But just for the to give you to give people viewers a little bit of kind of look into this. The Amazon warehouse here in Tucson, Arizona, is half of that size and employs 4,000 people. So let's say that one point times one and a half, so they probably employ upwards of the 6,000 people. This is just crazy, nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, why people? I mean, like it's a game, like I've been saying. Like if we've been talking again, many people have been voiced, all over the internet. People keep saying they're gonna blame this on black people, and the only thing you're gonna hear on TV will be black people being black people. This is what's caused by a white individual, maybe some Asian. Who knows? But who they gonna blame?
Exactly.
Look at that thing. Look at that thing. How huge this is.
That's what
Wow.
she said.
Yep. Happens sometimes. Happens sometimes. I'm not that lucky. I am not that lucky. So, but Lisa, I wanted to bring you today. I want to talk about. I think I want to talk, and then I want to open the mic to people, so we can talk about something that matters. To me, I cannot today, and it's my experience with the police. I seen many people talking about Black Lives Matter, which they do. I mean, that's the topic that we're talking right now. People are talking about different things all over the country, but I want to talk about the police. I think that all of this nonsense could be prevented. If we have somewhere where we can talk about the police and our experiences with the police. How your experience with being with the police. Uh, you know, Without nobody will know if you're talking if you're calling here. So let's share our experiences. I like to begin with that. What do you think about that, Lisa?
Yeah. So I've not had a lot of experiences with the police. My last experience with the police was in 2004. And rightly so. I was driving on I-95 and I was going 95.
Oh my gosh.
And the speed limit was 55 in that area. So guess what? I was coming back to Virginia from Fort Bragg.
What were you doing it for
Uh,
Bragg?
I had a boyfriend at the time who was stationed there.
Oh, that's nice. You loyal. Gotcha.
So so yeah, obviously I got pulled over for speeding. It was reckless driving. And the funny thing is like I went to court. The judge was like, normally we knock these down, but even if we knock yours down, it'll still be reckless driving. And he started laughing at me. And that's it. And suspended my license for 2 months. I have not gotten a traffic violation since. I definitely learned my lesson. How about you?
So about me, I'm gonna tell you a little bit. When I was younger, I was still in Puerto Rico. I think I got a couple quiet interactions with the police. I got quite interactions with the police, and then as I'm thinking about this today, I talk to a lot of people, throughout the day. We talk about things that we do, things that if we talk about family, we talk about so many things. Different people from different backgrounds, you name it. And the topic today was kind of interesting, because as I am there sitting, talking to my coworkers and friends, the one thing that I can think about is how these people talk to their kids about the police, and then that's when I start thinking about my interaction with the police. So, back in Puerto Rico, when I was 16 years old, I think I got pulled over twice for driving really fast on my vehicle. Driving really fast on my vehicle, which back then, if you're racing or doing that kind of nonsense, that's like a big case. They can give you jail time for that. But the police, they stopped me. They talked to me, and they pretty much they wanted to see who are you. They pretty much they just came to the window. They talk to me, and they say, "Hey, what's your name? Da, 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 where you from?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, you're from Juncos. I'm just here. I know I was going fast, and we just playing with my friends. Da, da, da. And then the police officer kind of look around. It's like he told me, hey, take it easy. Take it easy on the street, and make sure that you make it home safe, okay? And to me, I was like, damn, I got away with that shit, like, I'm thinking, damn, the police is so cool, in Puerto Rico. The second time that I got pulled over, I was where I was. I was in my 20s, and then I think I have a couple drinks. I went to San Juan. I think I have a couple drinks. I'm driving back home, and again, I'm doing the wrong thing. A couple drinks. I think I was like seven, no, 22, 23. Um, Probably I wasn't drunk, based on back then the laws, but I wasn't sober 100%. So one of the things that happened is that I think I started driving a little bit loose on the street. When your tires hit the white lines on the side, um, and then I kind of wake up, because I was tired too. Um, and then I got pulled over. Got pulled over. Police start asking me questions. He comes to the window. Hey, what's your name? License, registration, give it to them. To me, my first interaction with the police was so good that the second time it was like, okay, cool. I'm just, the police, they're cool. So, they pretty much went, they checked my license, come back, they're like, what's going on? I was like, man, officer, I got a couple drinks, and then, like 3 hours ago, he was like, how many drinks? Two drinks. And they were like, yeah, I mean, that's nothing. They pretty much give me like a pep talk, and then they're like, make it home safely. Okay, wake up, get some coffee, and then I'll be checking you, because they got things to do. There's people on the street, the last thing they want to deal with somebody with a drink or two, and then go through the whole process and not being able to get him, to jail. That was my second time. My third and last time that I have an interaction with the police, I was in Alaska in 2004. I was driving on the wrong side of the street. Of course, I was brand new to Alaska. Yeah, and I have my daughter with me. And then when the police stopped me, again, I'm like, I know I was doing the wrong thing. I was driving the wrong side of the street. Uh, hey, Linda, how are you? So I saw the police. I was very calm. The police came, they talked to me, and they were like, "Hey man, what's going on? You're on the run." I was like, "Hey man, I'm new to Alaska. I'm a military guy. Yada yada." And they pretty much are like, "Yeah, just make a right here, and be on your way." And then I was on my way home, and then I start thinking about George Floyd. This guy, by any means he was a saint. He got some things on his records. He got some things on his past. He been a couple times to jail. He even assaulted a woman with a pistol. I got it. But he went to jail for that. He paid his dues for that, and then he's back in the free world. Like I was saying, uh, by the time that this happened, George Floyd is in a different state that than where his wife is. Okay. And then I keep thinking about that. I keep thinking why he was in a different state, what he was doing over there. And then my answer is simple. My answer is to myself. It's like this guy was just doing drugs over there. And yes, when they caught him, both autopsies show that this guy was high on controlled drugs. So he was high on drugs. Um, but
Yeah.
but then I start thinking about the video, and I go watch the video, and then I watch the whole 8 minutes, and then after minute six, I because I heard this on the news and I never pay attention. They start talking about how he's calling for his mother, who is dead. And I think that at that moment, George Floyd, uh, when you have that moment in your life when you like, I've been so fucked up my life, and then I need to fix this. You know, I need to fix my life. Like mother, what the fuck I'm doing? That's your last. Um, that's like your last moment. That's the moment when you probably can get your life to turn around. And then I saw him, calling his mom a couple times, and then I put myself in that situation. And then I just like kind of broke down, start thinking about this shit. And I was like, man, I spend my day today, most of my day in the office, just thinking about that. And then I don't think that he got afforded the opportunity to turn his life around. That officer, this officer just stayed where he was, and maybe a combination of what 100%, a combination of what the officer was doing, and with his knee on the poor individual's neck, and then a combination of the drug that he was doing. They took this man's life away. And then, I was like, oh shit, this is just not fair. This is not fair. And then that's when I started thinking about, I have conversations with people at work, and then couple individuals who are Black Americans. Um, they are they are telling me, yeah, I have the talk with my kids, and I tell them, when I have this conversation with my kids, how to deal with the police, and then how to talk to the police, and then how to keep your hands on clear. And then when I look around, I ask myself, I never have that talk with my kids. I don't have to have that talk with my kids, because the police has never been bad to me. So I have no need of me, by my own experience, telling my kids, hey, this is what I've been through. This is what you need to do. Yada yada yada. I might have a talk with them. I did talk to them about how to be respectful to law enforcement, but I never told them based on my own experience. So it just put me on that in that mood today, that I'm melancholic, and then I'm kind of rethinking this whole thing. We've been talking about how things are not fair, how things are different, how America's going to shit, but at the same time I'm like, man, this is so messed up. This is so messed up. And then when I look at the country, I look at the country, I see Amazon burning on fire, and then I kind of look at it, I'm like, huh, you know whatever. They took this man's life with no they just took this man's life. you know
Yeah.
so many things going on in my head today. I was like, I just want to tell every viewer out there, that we are very blessed, that we really need, the loved ones that we have around. We really need to, let them know how much we appreciate them. We really need to, help this cause. I think that the message is bigger than life right now. I never seen nothing like this in my life. I mean, I saw that the mayor of DC painted Black Lives Matters on the streets. That was an amazing, powerful statement. I mean,
That was
all
a waste of money.
uh
That was a waste of money. DC could have used that money for something else.
okay. But don't you think that they send a message by doing that? Solidarity, maybe.
The message has nothing to do with DC caring about Black lives. It was
Okay.
totally in defiance and a fu to Donald Trump.
Okay.
That's exactly what it's there for, and nothing more. If anybody thinks otherwise, they're naive.
Okay. How about so I saw it in a maybe because of my mood and everything that I'm thinking about and everything that is going on. Maybe I saw it as something like, oh, okay, this is cool. But then life continues. I have to come home. I have to do things, and then I have to start getting ready for the show and things like that. And I'm like, wow, man. For real, we're going through something big in America. This is big. This is just huge. And I don't know if America is gonna come back from this.
Um, I mean, I don't think so. I really don't. I think that, it will continue on in some form or fashion, at least until the election. I believe that this is going to taint, even though it has zero to do with Donald Trump. I mean, zero. I think that the media will um, attribute it to Donald Trump, and therefore it's going to really affect the election. I believe in my gut that Joe Biden will probably win, and thus putting the nail on the coffin of the United States of America.
Wow. I really do.
We know it as we know it.
As we know it, yeah. I really think that we need change, and then I think that it's it's we still have time. We still have time. It's June the 5th. I think that the president can go ahead, get ready, put himself in front of all this, situation that we have, and we can he can earn America back, because I mean they just released numbers today about jobs and about how we're doing as a country, and they're talking that after all this coronavirus, and then there's hundreds of thousands of people unemployed. We added an additional 2.5 million jobs. So how is that possible?
Well, I mean, Trump is doing his thing, but nobody cares about that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like that's how I know Joe Biden will probably win. Nobody cares about it. This is all they care about. Nobody cares about the fact that the economy is trying to get itself turned around. That's no longer important. I mean, here, look, jobs wasted, jobs gone. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that.
Hey, Lina. So the background is the what happened. This is California, so yeah, they still have a little bit of light, sunlight. So yes, this is live. I got to tell you, I am concerned about where we're going, what is happening. I mean, the changes that are taken into this, and then it's tough. The other thing I want to talk to you, I know we talk about George Floyd. What's the name of this guy who got killed also by selling cigarettes? Once is
Oh, yeah, in New York.
yeah, New York.
Oh, I can't think of his name right this very second, but yes, I know who you're talking about.
Let me figure it out. Eric Garner. Eric Garner.
Yes.
So this is another example of police brutality, and how they killed this man because he was selling cigarettes. By no, in New York you cannot sell cigarettes, one to one, not even in stores. You have to sell the whole pack. So he was selling cigarettes, as just one is, on the streets. Um, and who knows what else he was doing? Maybe he was doing selling drugs or whatever the case may be. Lucy's. There we go. Lucy's, Linda. You got that, Lucy's. So same guy, same story. They take the guy to the ground. They put him on the rear neck and choke, and then start gasping for air. Start telling the officers, I can breathe. I can breathe. It's the same story again. And guess what happened? We lost another life. Because of we need to think. We need to talk about this police de-escalation. This it has. We have to talk about this. You know, we need to talk about this. We need to make sure that that people understand. That America got the message. I don't think that we need to continue destroying America. I think that we need to how can I say? I think people need to stop destroying America. If people put the same, and I tell you, I say this to you before, if people put the same efforts on the same energies that we have right now into in destroying the country, into making the country better again, I think that many more people will have jobs, many more people will be living the American dream. It will be different. It's just nonsense what we're going through.
Well, the problem with that is we're at a point in our country where, um, the left and the right have dug in their heels instead of embracing compromise. So they each have different visions on how to make America. And there's no way to make two Americas at the same time. So it's just going to be constant fighting. Um, Nobody compromises anymore.
That is crazy. That is, I got to tell you, that is crazy. Well, let me uh let me tell you a little bit what's going on here. I got some messages on. Oh, perfect. No messages. That's good. So, guys, one more time, the lines are open. If you want to share with us your experiences with the police, in your lifetime, maybe when you were 20, let us, or 15, driving without a license, let us know. Let us know. I think, oh, Linda right here is saying, I think that was more of an accident killing rather than purposely killing, like what they did with George Floyd. That man killed that man. End of the conversation. Linda, you are correct, 100%. I think that the we definitely need. Maybe Linda, maybe you're the only one in the chat that wants to talk. I know there's some other viewers watching. Maybe they're not able to get into conversations right now. I will be fixing a couple things on the chat room and on the hashtag so people can go straight to our to the live stream. But Lisa, let me ask you something. How about your family? Do you think that your family is having this conversation right now about police brutality, about how to handle the police, since these events, or everything seems normal?
I know that my dad did have a conversation long time ago with my younger sister. So, my younger sister, she's actually biologically my cousin, but my parents have raised her since she was 1 years old. So she doesn't look like me. She is very tall, and she's just stocky, and so and she's dark skinned. So to some people, some small minded people, she may look intimidated, although she is a kitten, but but she may appear to be intimidating. And so my dad did fear that maybe if she were to be pulled over, um, police will, immediately pass judgment or treat her different. And not to mention, she has a little she has a little bit of an attitude, and it comes with her age. She's 14 years younger than me. So it's also her age. So my dad did have to have a little talk with her, but I never got a talk. My older sister, she didn't get a talk, I'm sure, and neither one of other than getting pulled over for traffic issues, none of us have been had any interaction. Well, I mean, I did like date a cop, if that counts as interaction with the police.
That doesn't count. Okay, that doesn't count. So I don't know if I can retrieve that from the video, but it's too late.
I do have a story that my dad told me about him, though.
Okay, go ahead. How long is it gonna take you that story? I gotta use the restroom real quick.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Tell your story.
Okay. So my dad said that he got pulled over by the police because he fit the description of a perpetrator. They made him get out of his car and take off his shirt, and he had no idea why. They made him turn around, and then they left. And my dad thinks that they were probably just checking for tattoos. My dad doesn't have any tattoos, and then they just let him be. But he just thought it was very awkward the way they left the situation. But there was no like brutality. It was just uncomfortable for my father, who is a businessman who wears a suit, and it's just not it's not something that he would ever think to experience. But it wasn't brutality; it was just more uncomfortable. And they didn't provide any explanations, and they just kind of left him there on the street. but um, but that's about it. Hi, Peter from I'm sorry, Peter Britton from Australia. So Jersey, Linda, you got somebody here to chat with who joined you in the chat. Um, Peter, I don't know if you were up here when Rick was up here. He just stepped away. He'll be back shortly. So we're talking about experiences with the police. Jersey Linda, Peter Britton, have either one of you had any experiences with the police that you would like to share with us?
So I'm back. So what happened with that story?
Well, you missed it. I don't feel like you can watch it on the replay.
I will later on today. So Peter, thank you so much for calling from Australia, man. If you like, you can call collect, okay, to that number on the screen, 520-261-7. How can you call from Australia to a US number? You gotta dial three
The
one.
country code.
What will be the country code? Well, our country code is one, you know.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
but if you are in Australia, you gotta dial their country code. Is that how that works?
Oh, if we were calling Australia, we would have to dial their country code.
Okay.
But he doesn't have to dial the Australian country code to call us. He has to call the US country code.
So he will dial 1-520-261-7246.
Yeah.
Wow, that call is gonna be pretty expensive. What time is in Australia right now? It's what, 10 hours?
It's like a whole day away.
Wow.
It crosses the international date line.
Oh, okay, okay. Back in time, maybe. That's pretty cool. Back in time. So Linda have we have President Trump speak at Puritan medical products. This is the thing that I see. Okay, we talk about Donald Trump, and we talk about uh 29 Saturday afternoon here. Oh yeah, 129 of Saturday. Wow,
Yeah.
that is
He can
crazy.
he can see into the future.
Wow. So the one thing that I want to.
What am I gonna do tomorrow?
Ah, so he's seeing us. Okay, so if I am streaming today, okay, if I'm streaming Friday afternoon, how can he see me on the future?
He's got magic.
He got magic, yeah.
Magic.
So the one thing I'm telling you is, the same way that I see all these people on the streets, rioting and then looting and doing all these things on, and also protesting, because there's a bunch of people who are, peacefully protesting and then doing their, whatever the rights, exercising the rights. You know, America is watching from the TV. There's more people watching on the TV these events than the people on the streets by the millions. Okay, they are what? How many millions of people in America? 100 million? 110?
392
392?
million.
392 million. So wait a
Yeah.
second. Why only 100 million people voted?
No, you can send them a survey letter and ask them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a. I'm gonna take a. Let me take a look at that. That makes no sense.
Aaron Rossi, it's Amazon. Amazon burnt down.
This is crazy. What is going on here? So Donald Trump in 2016 got 62 million votes. Hillary Clinton got 65 million votes. Okay, popular votes. Okay, not by precincts. Uh, that only makes it 120, 130 million people. Where's the other 170,000? 170 million people. Let me get this off, Uncle, real quick.
Okay. I was born ready, Diesel. Bring it on. Gonna be absent for days and start talking.
I got a phone call, but I think the phone call just dropped, you know. So, only 130 million people voted, you know. Where's the other 170 million people?
Well, some are probably, babies.
Okay.
Um, some are probably, senile,
Under the age.
reached.
Okay, okay.
And then what's in the middle, they don't care.
Okay.
They don't care.
So, I think that's a good number. I think that's a good number of people, voting for the president. 62 million out of 300 million people makes it, a big chunk of people. So, I was thinking about that for a minute. 300 million people. So there's people are watching. People are watching to what's going on the streets. People are watching to what is happening, and people are ready for November so they can go exercise their right and vote. Because people wants to put a stop to this. People want to put a stop to this, and like I say, all these cities that are getting looted, getting damaged. One second, are how you call it? Are democratic cities. Liberal cities. So we have to do something.
Wow, in Australia, you get fined if you don't vote. Well, dang, that's hardcore. But Peter Britton, isn't like everything that's deadly in the world like lives in Australia? Like if you accidentally brush by a plant while going for a stroll, you die. Is that true?
Yeah, Coco Dry Dundee just have a big incident over there. So, but anyway, I have Lisa on the phone line. Hey Lisa, how are you?
Linda,
Did I say? Oh,
Linda,
Linda. My bad, Linda. Welcome to the show.
that's okay.
Welcome to.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing.
Wow.
I'm,
How's it going, Jersey Linda?
I'm swell too.
Yeah, my internet is slow. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you can.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I set all the other appliances down because they are messing with my internet so badly. I cannot even get onto any one of my guys that I normally follow that have live streams at nighttime. Thank goodness you popped up. They're not even showing that they're live, and I know they're live.
I know it's the same.
We have shit popping.
It's the whole censoring,
We have
Linda.
shit popping off down in Atlantic City, and I can't even get onto any of my friends. They did something to my remote. I can't even change it.
Wow.
It's just stuck on Fox News, and I can't. I can turn the volume up and turn the volume down, but I can't do anything else. They're jamming me because I'm just so radical sometimes.
You are so radical.
Not radical, but I voice my opinion. But yeah, talking about police interactions, I've been pretty good all my life. But the conversations that we have with our children, no matter what creed, race, religion you come from, we all have these conversations with our kids. Everybody. And if you don't, then you're an idiot. You have to teach your kids to be respectful. They are like an authority. They can't take your rights away, but they do overstep. But this is a conversation that all races and creeds have with their kids. So it's not just about one community, because believe me, my son was a junkie for almost 10 years. He turned his life around. He's a better person. He's a bigger person. But it's something I had to teach him. He's had many interactions with cops. Many. He could probably tell you stories. But, it's about the way that you go about treating the cops. You treat them disrespectful, you're going to get disrespect back.
Okay.
They have the power, you don't.
Linda, it makes total sense what you're saying. I think that we all have to talk to our kids, and let them know what life's about. What how they need to behave when they are in public. So they don't go and riot. The amount of people, the amount of mothers and fathers who are watching this right now, who at some point during the night they'd be like, "That's my son, that's my daughter," and they'd be calling their kids unstoppable, over and over and over and over again, but they can't reach them. Um, what can they do?
You're right. I don't know. At one point, look, my son obeyed all my rules. I was a pretty good mom all my life with raising him. Once he became 18, he thought he grew a pair of and just became a man. The kid was still in high school, and he thinks, okay, well, I'm going to do what I can do, and you can't tell me anything else. And so I literally threw him out of my house in freezing cold weather and wouldn't even give him a jacket. Like that's what you have to be stern with your kids. You allow people to treat you the way you allow them to treat you. Period. And once they step that line over that line, that's when shit happens.
That is correct.
You know, and because he was an addict for many years, he lost respect for me. He lost respect for the family. He lost respect for himself. And of course, he's not going to respect anybody else either out there on the street. And that's with everybody else that don't respect themselves. It comes about respect. You respect your parents. If you talk to your mother and father like a decent human being, I guarantee you're going to be talking to a police officer or anybody on the street that you walk by decently. But if you talk to your mother and father like a piece of shit and you curse them out and you call them every name, Tom, Dick, and Harry, then, that's the parents' fault. The parents did that. The parents raised that. The parents are allowing that. So I don't know there is no finger pointing, The finger point comes back to the parents, but there was times when I've lost control with my girls. I've lost control with my son. I've had to ask for help. I've called cops on them. There is help out there, but at some point, you just, guess what? You don't want to be here. You don't want to live under my roof. Then get out and go find your own way.
Wow. That is big,
You know?
Linda. That is big. That is big. Lisa, you have a kid, a male kid who is still living with you.
Yeah, he's 13. Um, he's not a fast 13, so I'm very blessed for that. He's like a 13, like when we were growing up, 13. And so I have not had a talk with him about that. He's very respectful. He's a good kid, so he's already very respectful. But my ex-husband is in law enforcement. He's a park ranger. So, I'm pretty sure he's familiar with, being around police and things like that. But also, I kind of feel like it should be like a man to man conversation. I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to pass the buck, but I mean, I just feel like it's something like my ex-husband should discuss with him. Is that weird?
I
No,
don't.
no, not at all. I mean, the man to man conversation, that's you leave that up to the sex thing because this is a nationwide thing that we're all going through. And it's something that we all need to discuss. And there's a lot of grown ups that need this discussion to learn how to treat other people. It's not just our kids, but the way that I don't want to raise my grandchild who is 11 years old and make her fearful for being white, for be what are they trying to make me feel guilty for being white? I don't want the same way I don't want a black man or a black child, any any race, growing up and thinking that you are targeted because you are black. You're not targeted because you're black. You're targeted because of your actions. White people are targeted because of their actions. You act like a fool, you're going to be treated like a fool. You know, you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, you're going to be investigated. You're going to be looked after. You know, you're not just going to pull somebody along the side of the road and be like, yo, get up against the, you know, maybe they do. I mean, I'm sure they have, but it's just not the way that I want our children in this world to grow up, because they're literally trying to erase history and make people feel a certain way today. And it's all the mainstream media. And these protesters need to go down to the protesting and do it on mainstream media, their buildings, and demand the truth and stop this narrative that they're trying to push on us.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I have.
You know, they're the ones that are causing this. They're the ones. Look, I live in a very, very what's the word I'm looking for? A community that has everybody in it.
Okay.
A lot of
Never.
Spanish people. A lot of Spanish people I live in. I live around a lot of Muslims. There's no prejudice in here. I went down there the first day that they were protesting in Atlantic City and burning our streets down. I went down in front of my Muslim store, my corner store, with a freaking baseball bat and a wooden board, and was going to protect them, and was asking everybody else to come and protect us, because I'm not going to have these people come in my neighborhood and tear my shit down.
Yeah.
And they are very protective of their you know, their stores and their businesses too.
Yeah, I mean, I was like the only person that was out there even doing anything. And I don't understand why is my community not coming together? You would just want to sit on your ass and sit in your house and let everything burn and let these people come into our community that don't belong here. You break the windows, yeah, and then my neighbors go in the store and they break, you know, of course they're going to take stuff. You know, free stuff is, you know, for me too. But I would never loot anybody, ever. That's an animal. That's an animal. That if anything that just tarnishes what happened to this man. That everybody's in an uproar. And everybody else that ever died under the false hands of the law because they were murdered. And it tarnishes everything. It diminishes everything that they've ever fought for. I can't even believe what they are doing. I really just can't believe it's disgusting what they are doing.
Well, Linda, we have Diesel back on the chat room. He's right here. So Diesel, welcome back, brother. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? Linda, I heard everything you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. I do believe that but you know, especially with male children, because I was raised with my mother. I was raised, yeah, my mother raised me until I was the age of 14, 15. And then I went off to my father, and then he raised me and he taught me how to be a man. And I think every male child needs a man in his life, because
Absolutely.
there's just certain things that us as men can really relate to. And at bare bones, we just need to say, look, this is what needs to happen. This is what I've been through. It's relatability. Relatability. I went through
Absolutely.
counseling. I went through counseling for PTSD probably, I think, almost a year ago. And that was the biggest thing, relatability. If I was sitting there talking to somebody and I had to explain all over again my traumas and everything else, it would have taken that whole counseling session way too long. When I sit and talk to my father, he gets it because he's been through it. You know, there's nothing that
Absolutely.
I've been through that he hasn't been through, you know. So relatability. But I
I
also
hear
have
you
had,
there, because they had that I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Take your time.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I've also had, family members who've done that drug thing, where um they're on drugs and uh they hinder the family. And it's almost like we got to help them, and they lie, they steal, and then they turn around knocking on our doors again and saying, please help me, help me, help me. um you know my father taught me what tough love is, and that showed what you did, having your son out in the cold. That's tough love, because I think I've been through that, especially in the West Indian household, where I was being a little too disrespectful, and I was put out. I was put out. But I quick
Good for
I
your mom.
quickly learned. I quickly learned to shut my damn mouth. I'll tell you that one. Um, I used to slam doors in my house. When I got upset, and my father said, "This ain't your house. You ain't slamming no doors up here." And I'm like, man, whatever. And he took the door off the hinges. And so I would go into my room, and I would have no door there. And I would have to change my clothes behind the bed. I would try to hide myself behind the bed because people walking by would see me. That's embarrassing. But guess what? I learned
I
I
love it.
learned
I love it.
I learned the hierarchy.
You won't
I
even
learned
tell
not to
you what I did
disrespect
to
my
my kids.
Linda, that's what we're here for. We wanna hear what you did to your kids.
Look, I fun. You know how you're like, okay, when you get in trouble, you take your PlayStation away, then you take the phone away, then you take this away, take the TV away. Like all my kids had TVs, VCRs. My son had a DVR, a DD. What was that? That Dance Revolution thing. What do you call that? He had one of them little machines that I had bought for him. I've gotten
Mhm.
one of. Actually, I didn't buy it. He bought it. He worked and he bought it for himself. But I literally would take. That's how I would punish them. I would take the things that they loved the most. Well, one day my kids all came home from school and they didn't have a picture on their wall. They didn't have a TV. They didn't have nothing, nothing. They went in, they had their bed and their dresser, their clothes, and that was it. I
That's it.
literally
That's how you
packed up
gotta do it.
everything. I literally packed up everything and put it in the garage and said, you'll get it when you deserve it. And if not, I'll give it away like I do every year.
That's what
That's
you're supposed to
exactly
do.
what I did.
Linda, that's crazy.
If that's tough love,
That is tough love, like you're saying. I wanna ask you something else. We started the whole thing today talking about experiences with the police. And then I don't know if you just got to the video, guys, to the live stream. I expressed myself. Lisa expressed herself on her previous experiences with the police officers, and in whatever, when they pull you over. How about you, Linda? You ever been pulled over by the police, and can you share what your experience was?
I have I was pulled over by the police one time. I got a $400 ticket. Never had a ticket before in my life, and the asshole still gave me a ticket because I went down a one-way street with my uncle's Cadillac, um, and I couldn't reverse because I couldn't see. There was no lights on it. I was going like through a almost like a trailer park type of dealy wheelie. I made a turn. I didn't know where I was going, and yeah, but you know, and then they wouldn't even like try to settle the ticket. He was an asshole when I went down to the court because I was going to fight it. I was fighting it, but I didn't have anything.
You went
I've
down the
really
wrong
never
way.
had
You
any
swim.
bad. I was
Where
only
you
going one way.
That's something.
It was only going one way. Wasn't going two ways.
you went down the wrong way. You trying to fight that?
Yeah, right. I never look. I never had a ticket, dude. I never had a ticket ever in my life, ever. And this was just like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
So,
wow.
but yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate, but I don't do anything wrong. I don't put myself in positions to get there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I have gotten into interactions with officers where I've seen them do things like I thought that was pretty fucked up, and I've gotten into their faces and told them exactly. But I've never had them come back and do anything to me because I think maybe I don't know if you can tell through my voice, but I'm a pretty stern person.
Okay.
I kind of get my point across, and I get it a point across quickly, and yeah. So when I see shit that's wrong, you're wrong. And I just, I was a mouse all my life. I never spoke out. I never spoke against my husband. I never really spoke up. And I just don't have it in me not to speak up anymore. I just don't have it in me. I'm just furious inside. And the rage has been building for years. And I'm just tired of not speaking out. I used to, okay, yeah, whatever, whatever, with everything that was going on in society. Just take it, you know. But now I'm tired of taking it. I'm tired of taking it, and I'm angry. And the world is angry. Not just the United States, the world is angry.
That's correct.
Well, kudos to you.
Kudos to you, Linda. Thank you so much for calling. So
Yeah, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for taking my call. I love you all.
thank you, Linda.
Everybody smash that
Nice,
thumbs up
Linda.
and share.
Thank you.
Have a good night, baby. Love you. Bye.
Yes.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, Linda. So, guys, again, the numbers
Linda,
to call is 520-261-7246. Go ahead, Diesel.
she was upset that she went down the one way and got a ticket.
I think she forgot to mention, some details of that, but that's okay. We can give it, that's okay, Linda. We got you.
It's all good. It's all good.
So these
I mean, 400. I mean, was $400 excessive? I mean, depending on how.
Well, she did say she liked to get in people's faces.
yeah, she
Yeah,
was very
yeah,
popular.
yeah. There it is. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff we omitted. We omitted there. It's all good. So how you guys been, man? I've been took me a day.
Tell us about yourself, man. What's been going on over there?
So the old lady, I had to we have to go pick up the kids, and I chose to stay back to make sure the house is okay and vehicle registration. I had to change over my license, so I just have to do so much things. And of course, this took. I wanted to come on and talk to you guys yesterday and the day before, but I had to spend time with the old lady before she left. She's not here right now, and she should be here in a week or so.
Hey, Diesel, if you call her the old lady, that makes you the old guy. My wife prevent me from. I am not allowed to call her the old lady because
All right.
she's.
All right, so I guess what I'm calling the wifey.
I know she probably watching. I got you, man.
What about Lisa? What are you?
What about me?
What are you?
What am I?
Yeah, are you the old person?
No.
Are you the old hag?
I'm definitely not a hag, bro.
Damn.
How you been, Lisa?
Don't start none, won't be none. Don't start none, won't be none. Okay.
How you been?
I've been good. I've been doing the show. Me and Rick, we've been killing it. I had some of my fan club boys up here.
Where they at right now? Where they at?
I don't know. It's Friday night.
It's Friday night. You're part of the Lisa's Club. Hey,
on a date with me.
It's Friday night, but it's quarantine. Ain't nobody doing nothing unless they outside protesting.
Here, we don't care about no quarantine where we are. Okay, we don't care about stuff like that.
Let's talk about the protests. I don't know if you guys spoke about it yesterday. Some news that came to me that was kind of disturbing. I wanted you guys' point of view about it. What do you think about the comments that Donald Trump said about George Floyd, that he's looking down, from heaven to see that the economy is doing better or something like that? What do you guys feel about that?
I can tell you right now, I already got into a huge discussion with somebody earlier on Facebook about that. So, first of all, there was an article circulating with that quote, and I'm like, there's no way. So I actually did a little bit more research, and there's no way. What it was is that he was talking about the economy.
Hopefully,
okay, and then
let me get Lisa. Let me get the video right there. You wanna get the video? Wait for
I'm down.
I know.
Oh, let me switch my glasses.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna give. I can read what he actually said too. But so basically, it was like talk about the economy, then talk about the George Floyd incident, and then they kind of like meshed them together to make it look bad.
Okay.
You know, it's propaganda. You know, does
liberal media, yeah.
And I just want to say that this person, I was trying to explain to him, like, you got wrong information, you got misinformation. And he basically said he doesn't care. I tried to explain to him that he's being bamboozled by this publication that he posted, and he told me he doesn't care. And I said, I'll fine, I'll never give you correct information again. And he said, perfect. So he's perfectly fine. He's perfectly fine. Yeah, he's perfectly fine with the incorrect information.
Ignorance is bliss.
I mean, I was so stunned when he said, perfect. When I said I won't give him the correct information again.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, 50 years. It's been 50 years. 50 years. You know what I'm talking about, yeah?
50 years.
50 years. It's been 50 years. The Democratic Party has been lying to minorities in America. And guess what? Minorities continue to vote for them. On these social media, all these news outlet sources, they're tied to the machine. It's crazy.
What you mean by that? What you mean by that?
Now, for once, we have a president who is bringing the economy of the United States. Is bringing minorities to the best they've been in years. 12, 16 years. And when every time that he goes out to speak about anything, we make a big issue about it. I think the other day he mentioned when the riot starts, the shooting starts. Somebody went out there, searched through Google, and then found out, somebody racist happens to say the same quote. Do you know the name of that individual, Lisa?
Not off the top of my head. It sounds like something maybe George Wallace would have said.
Yeah, but
it was back in 1960 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're using everything that he says, and they put it on blast. I mean, the next thing we're gonna know is that he's gonna go out there and says, "Oh no, they took a picture." The picture he went to the church to take the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So they were showing a picture in my social media, at least, is showing like a rendering of Trump with the Bible and Hitler with the Bible, and they like comparing the both, and I'm like, are we serious?
I mean, Hitler was not a Christian.
I know.
Right now, he was not a Christian.
Anyway, let's hit this video. This, are you ready to listen to it?
Sure.
I'm waiting for this one.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Little headset. I got this new headset so I can look professional.
Well, that looks really good, man. Let me see on the side. Let me see on the side. Wow.
Sell me something, telemarketer.
Hey.
Let's go.
Where are you at?
Just looking down right
Can't
now.
see your face.
Because I'm in bed.
Yeah. I knew that. Friday. I knew that. Come on. Let's get it. Anyway, guys, let's listen to the video of Donald Trump talking about this.
Hopefully, George is looking down right now and saying, "There's a great thing that's happening for our country. There's a great day for him. It's a great day for everybody. This is a great day for everybody. This is a great, great day."
So that's what we get on social media from MSNBC.
You missed the beginning part of it.
I know. I'm going. This is from MSNBC. MSNBC tells this right here. Let's go to Let's go to the next. This is NBC. Let's see what NBC is going to show us on Facebook.
Equal justice under the law must mean that every American receives equal treatment in every encounter with law enforcement, regardless of race, color, gender, or creed. They have to receive fair treatment from law enforcement. They have to receive it. We all saw what happened last week. We can't let that happen. Hopefully, George is looking down right now and saying, there's a great thing that's happening for our country. There's a great day for him. It's a great day for everybody. This is a great day for everybody. This is a great, great day in terms of equality. It's really what our Constitution requires, and it's what our country is all about.
Okay, that we got this from
Wow, that's crazy.
how different
See how
sounds.
different it is?
How different one from another.
They literally, yeah. And I got a, so I got a, I got a notification on my feed,
Right.
and it quoted not what that just said. It didn't quote that. It quoted, he should be looking down because the economy.
The economy. Yeah.
I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, everybody on Facebook went crazy and just blasted Donald Trump for saying something about jobs and George Floyd, and it never even happened.
How does media get away with things like that?
Because nobody cares.
Yeah, but it's televised.
Nobody cares. I just told you that this person that I was just merely trying to give the correct information to tell me that he would much rather be bamboozled than to have the truth. So, I mean, this is where we are now.
Man.
It doesn't matter as long as it's I hate Trump. Trump is bad. That's all. That's the only thing that matters. Logic, reason is done. Is dead and buried. Logic and reason is dead and buried.
So what's up with the? Like I said, I tuned in a little bit. I think yesterday, and you guys were talking about that. There was a black lady you guys were talking about.
Well, I'm a black lady.
You're not. You're not black. Let's just go off on that.
I'm black, bro.
No. But there was a black lady. Apparently, it was like controversial what she was talking about. I think you talked about her, Ricky. Who is she, and what's the significance?
I have the let me find the video and then I bring it back to the whole thing. You know, Tiso, I'm gonna get you in that real quick. The other thing I want to ask you is we were talking about earlier today about experiences with the police. I know that you were in law enforcement, but do you have any prior experience with the with law enforcement?
Yeah, of course. I'll share my. So I was part of a stop and frisk or stop and I don't know, some drama. So I was in New York. I was in Queens. It was approximately, I want to say it was 2200 or 10 p.m. civilian time. And I was just walking. I had a cell phone out. I had my Carhartt jacket on because it was cold. I had a hoodie underneath the Carhartt jacket. I think I had a hat on, and I was just walking through my neighborhood. Two unmarked vehicles pulled up on me, and about approximately 8 people stepped out the vehicle. So of course I'm like, oh, let me go ahead, just keep my head down. This, I'm gonna keep them at my peripheral. I'm gonna keep watching them. I don't know what's going on. These happen to be undercover police officers. I had my cell phone in my hand, and I was on the phone talking to somebody, and I said, I told the person on the phone, I said, hey, some guys are aggressive, approaching me. So if you start hearing some rufflings, go ahead, call the police. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to take off like Usain Bolt. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's going on here. I'm about to hit the corner, jump over some fences. I'm about to get out of here. The police officers didn't identify themselves at the moment. They said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Who are you?" Uh, I'm walking, and they're like, "Nah, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And one of the police officers took my phone and closed it.
To the black
So I
community,
would
detriment to
say again.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So one of the police officers took my phone, closed it, and I was like, I was surprised, but I was also scared because I don't know who these guys are. They still haven't identified themselves, and the only thing they told me was, once they looked at my face and they realized that I was literally. They said, "Where are you coming from?" And I was like, "Look, man, I live right up the street. I'm part of this community." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And he handed me my phone. Of course, he hung up the phone. I had a flip phone at the time. He hung up the phone, and then they just left. They didn't say anything. They didn't give me, nothing. I didn't get any of their names, no nothing. And that's when I realized that when I do have interactions with police officers, although I was scared. So there was no option for me to wild out because you got 8-1. And last time I checked, I'm not Bruce Leroy. I can't take these guys out.
Bruce Leroy.
You know what I mean? So
Master.
it was 8-1. It was 8-1, and I'm black, and it's 10 o'clock at night. And the only thing I knew was survival mode, to a point where I had to use my IPC skills, which is my interpersonal communication skills, and give them what they needed so they can get out my face. And every interaction that I've had with a police officer since has been respectful, but of course met with some fear, underlining factors of fear, because I don't know what in their mind they're thinking that I am, and I don't know if they had a bad day. So the summary of that interaction, I found out that people were casing out the houses. When I know casing houses was pretty much what they were marking the houses that they were going to rob. And what they would do was walk around the neighborhood, and they would circle the house for hours on end to see if anyone's in the house. So they were doing their job to a degree, you know what I'm saying? But of course, it's such a high sensitive job that you can't fault them for what they did, but I can at the same time because I know how it made me feel.
Right.
But I know what they were doing now in retrospect. Now that I looked at it and I said, "Oh, okay, they were actually trying to protect the community instead of terrorize the community." So that was the first interaction. I've had several other interactions, of course, getting pulled over. But once again, when I get pulled over, if I know I'm going down a one-way street, Linda, then I'm wrong. I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I sit here, I'll talk to the police officer. I'm not going to try to talk him off the ticket, but I'm going to be respectful and then say, "Hey, sir, what? I apologize. Whatever. I will accept my responsibilities." And a lot of black people don't do that because they meet the police officers and they say, "Nah, F you, dog. I'm just sitting on the corner." Like, yeah, because you're looking suspicious, bro. You look like you're selling marijuana on the corner. Yeah, just because I look like that don't mean I am. But are you? Yes. So it's like, so like I said, I understand how the cops felt, put me in that situation, but of course I know how I felt too. So I'm off my soapbox.
Show enough.
Show enough. Shogun of Harlem.
So I have the video of Candace Owens right here. I'm gonna show it to you, Lidicio. I know you wanna. I know you wanna talk about her a little bit. So let's start with this.
Oh gosh, not this again.
Oh yeah. By the way, we have different opinions in this right here.
and the media depiction of him as a martyr for Black America. I'm going to explain why, and I hope that some of you guys will understand where I'm coming from. I have spent a considerable amount of time reading a lot of Black authors
that I think are some of the most brilliant Black Americans breathing. Walter Williams, Shelby Steele, Thomas Sowell. And I recently came across something that was an idea that was planted into my head by Shelby Steele. And it has been something that I cannot forget. It is something that will stick with me for the rest of my life. And it is something that I hope for the Black Americans that are watching will stick with you for the rest of your life. Shelby Steele said that the Black community is unique from other communities. Our culture is unique from other communities because we are the only community that caters to the bottom denominator of our society. Now, let me explain what that means.
So do we need her to explain what she means right there? Or do we know what she? Let me give you a second. One second. I know you want to hear later.
It means to say that not every Black American is a criminal. Not every Black American is committing crimes. But we are unique in that we are the only people that fight and scream and demand support and justice for the people in our community that are up to no good. You would be hard pressed to find, a Jewish person who has spent 5 stints in prison, who commits a crime and dies while committing a crime, and that the Jewish people champion and demand justice for. You will be hard pressed to find this in white America. You'll be hard pressed to find this even in Latino America.
All right, hold on.
Let's go.
So is she talking about like Meek Mills and
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
She is.
Yeah, she's actually gonna say him by name.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I do not. Let me articulate my words here. People who've been in prison, just because they've been in prison doesn't make them a bad person. So you can go to prison to, for example, look at Martin Luther King. He was in prison because of the laws that were unjust. You can even go back to where, in biblical terms, I want to say John the Baptist. He was also put in prison because of the local laws at that time, and he was actually championed after he came out of prison. In the same way, Martin Luther King was championed after he came out of prison. So I already made her facts, because John the Baptist was what? Was he? I don't think he was Black.
He was Jesus' cousin.
He wasn't Black though, right?
Well, no, it's the Middle East. No, he wasn't Black.
Let me tell you. No, let me tell you something. When he went to heaven, he goes and see Peter at the pearly gates, and he, and Peter say, hey, what's your name? He goes, and then people were never mind. That's a bad joke. That is a bad joke.
But anyways, like I'm saying, there is an underlying social injustice where some communities are not given the fair equal rights. That's what we're fighting about right now. We're fighting about that right now. I think last week I talked about the Willie Lynch letter, and I read a little excerpt from it, and that literally dictated how to raise Black people and what the law was in America. So you telling me if I went against the Willie Lynch theory or the letters that I would be in prison? And so now I have to be like, well, you're a criminal because you did something. Yeah, because it wasn't right. I don't think it was right. Now, if you're out there selling drugs and you're doing illegal activity, right, and you chose to go the fast route by choice, then you're going to do the crime. You're going to do the time. But if you're telling me that you had no other option, there's a difference. I had no other option but to do this because this is all I know. Then I have to show you some grace and some sympathy and some empathy. Not empathy, not sympathy, empathy. So there's two different things. Like, so Meek Mills, I don't really think he was raised in a stable household. You know, he was raised in the fast type of environment. He was involved in the law enforcement. He was involved with police at an early age. He became part of the system, and from there, he saw no way out. So he just continued going deep into the rabbit hole. Drugs, fast money, all that stuff became something. So that's who he is. But if he had an option, I bet you if he had a choice, that he probably wouldn't have gone. So I don't champion those people that have choices and they still do it. Because look at white America, look at the people that the rich. I'm not saying white America is only rich, but look at the middle class, the upper class who are doing cocaine. They're getting arrested. Look at Robert Downey Jr. Hell, he was in prison, and now he's Iron Man, and nobody talks about his previous incarceration. Nobody talks about it. So there's obviously it's unfair. It's being unfair, man. So we tend to have a lot of people incarcerated because we tend to have. I'm just speaking off a whim. I don't have facts, but broken families, man. We have broken families. We get misinformed, and drugs start taking our lives over, and fast money looks at appeasing. So that's all I got to say about that. And then, of course, and the last thing, hold on, I said that's all I got to say, but I got another thing. Then you got different, you look at different cities. Like if I'm looking at New York, and New York is hypothetically predominantly Black, then of course the crimes are going to be predominantly, people in the prison should be predominantly Black in the prison. You know what I'm saying? But if they were to look at the same statistics and go to Greenland, is she going to say the same thing? Iceland, is she going to say the same thing? Because I bet you they're in prison. So it's not just a Black thing. It's not just a Black thing.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you right here another clip from her. And then she's talking about the left, how the left used racism to control Black America. Then after this, I have another clip from James Baldwin. Okay, who is one of the people that when I look into Black Americans or Black American history, he is one of the individuals that I always look into it. But let's listen to Candace so much real quick.
Black on Black crime is something that our media tells us that we're not allowed to talk about. Over 93% of Black homicide victims are killed by other Black people. We are not supposed to be outraged, and we're not told to remember the names of those victims. Because if we begin to focus on that area, something that is causing real harm and devastation to our communities, we might uncover the truth. And the truth is that this is all by Democrat design. Our inner cities are all by Democrat design.
Can we, is that a true statement?
I can agree. I can agree with that.
I totally agree.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There's one, she's gonna get off on this video. This video is from 2018. No, early 2019. Let's continue.
Like Chicago, like Baltimore, and like Detroit, they have been run by Democrats for decades.
50 years.
We have been made to believe that the conditions in our cities are normal. We're supposed to turn a blind eye to the corruption, to the crime, to the gangs, and instead focus on what our media deems of more importance. We are instead told that we should be focusing on white people. We're supposed to be reactive and angry and fearful about white supremacy, when in fact, it is liberal supremacy that is harming our communities.
Yeah, she got one of those, is that a fact?
Yeah, I mean, this goes to, when we were discussing the other day about, Black people being phased out.
And it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
One more. Go ahead.
Shoot, man. I was told to be a Democrat because I was Black.
I was told by my parents that I need to be a Democrat because I'm Hispanic, and they give us free stuff. They give us free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't subscribe to any political party. I think they're all the same.
Let's go.
The Democrats knew that without stable households, our children would pursue that paternity elsewhere. They knew that our children would run to the streets.
I call her too soon.
Fair
I call her too. I call her too soon, and then I know Diesel. This is part that you were talking about earlier.
policies.
Mm-hmm.
We allowed them, most importantly, to remove the fathers from our homes, removing the backbone of our families. They knew, the Democrats knew that without stable households, our children would pursue that paternity elsewhere. They knew that our children would run to the streets. They knew that our youth would grow up and begin to mirror themselves after rappers and basketball players rather than men of high intellect and values and more attainable goals.
Okay.
Okay. Diesel, you got the mic. Lisa, please keep them quick. Linda, watch the chat room. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom again.
All right. Boy, so I do not appreciate the fact that she's saying just the Democrats knew, as if the Republicans don't have a, you know what I'm saying? Like they're the savior of everyone here. I think once again, the Willie Lynch letter wasn't Democratic or Republican. It was American. That's the issue that we're standing on here. So the fact that she is demonizing the Democrats, yes, I got it. But I do think that both of them are corrupted. Both. I think America as whole is corrupted. The fact that in the Constitution you put what is it? Fair, the right to happiness or something like that, whatever.
Pursuit of happiness. That is that is our downfall. First of all, we were doomed from inception because of that phrase, pursuit of happiness.
What do you mean by that?
Because if everybody is pursuing their happiness, they're bound to irritate other people. Just current situation.
Okay.
Nobody else sees that in their constitutions or equivalents.
What about the people? No. That the pursuit of happiness, but then also they talked about every man is equal or something like that. Like I said, I'm butchering everything right now. But the fact that you got to put in that every man was equal is to show that every man wasn't equal. That's how I look at it. And we still weren't treated equally because there was white people weren't giving a Willie Lynch letter on how to raise us. So
Correct.
What she's talking about is literally in that Willie Lynch letter, how you take the man out of the family.
Yep, that's correct.
And you take him out the family. You show the female, which is supposed to be protected in the family, that she's no longer protected because you took the strongest asset out of there. And now she has no choice but to lean on or have the government take care of her child.
Yeah.
That's where child support comes in. That's where the food stamps and all that stuff come in.
Yep.
The government didn't say, you know what? You can't make it on your own. Here's some money to open a friggin' business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's here's some supplements so you can rely on this even more. And it's like it reminds me of RoboCop. Who y'all remember watching RoboCop?
I do.
All right, okay, so you remember the little drugs they used to give the guy?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the little drugs. You get it and you need it. You need the drugs all the time. Like, I need this. So it's pretty much that's what it is. the government, you know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it as a Democratic or Republican thing. I look at it as a government thing.
It's correct.
Because if the government, if we the people don't need the government, then there's no sense to have a government.
Right.
So they need to be relevant. And the only way to relevant is to keep people down, to say, hey, we're here because these people need our help.
And I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think that it's their tool, their mechanism to make us slowly die out or phase out, as I stated before.
Are you just talking about phasing out the black people, or are you talking about phasing out what?
Currently, it's phasing out black people. We're a liability. We're no longer useful to the government.
Lisa, I'm gonna give you a little bit of. I think I understand your point from I got a different perspective. I'm gonna play a little bit of more of Candace Owens, and then I'm gonna show you something, and then I'm gonna give you my take on what you're talking about facing Black America.
Because they cannot fathom that we would ever have the courage to stand up and to tell them no more victim narrative, CNN. No more victim narrative, MSNBC. No more telling us that we cannot do something because of the color of our skin. No more fear politics. No more attempts to scare us into voting for you. No more lies. No more half-truths. It was Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, in 1991 who warned us against what the Democrats and the media would do to black people like us. This is what he said, quote, "This is a circus. It's a national disgrace. And from my standpoint, as a Black American, it is a high-tech lynching for uppity Blacks who in any way deign to think for themselves, to do for themselves, to have different ideas. And it is a message that unless you kowtow to an old order, this is what will happen to you. You will be lynched, you will be destroyed, you will be caricatured, rather than hung from a tree." How right was Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas in the treatment of Black Americans today? It is a national disgrace.
Ooh.
Okay, guys.
That was well articulated.
Oh yeah,
that was well articulated. That sounds like Lisa. Lisa did the same. I think she said the same thing about lynching.
Yep.
Well, that's why you have to. I just really, really want to stress to Black America that you need to gain your confidence back. You need to find your will, and you need to have self-esteem. That's the only way that you can fight back the government.
Yeah, but how do we do that? Tell me how. Tell me how.
I can't tell somebody how to get self-esteem.
No, it's a self thing. It's a self thing. I understand. I'm saying, how would you do it?
Well, I mean, for me, fortunately, it was just my upbringing. I am just like my father. So this is just how he raised me. And so I've never felt like a victim, and I've definitely never fell for the media or the government's propaganda. I'm very much I question everything, and then I make my own opinion. So I've never fell trap. I've never fallen for the trap.
So what you're saying is question everything, do your research, be responsible for the media that you do take into your space. Is that what you're telling me?
And believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I believe with a strong mind, you will find the will. And once you have the will, you will find the way.
That was pretty deep. That was pretty deep. So Lisa, and I guess you. I'm gonna tell you a second. I'm gonna post this video right here. I'm gonna share the link on the description of the chat right here. And this is about a movie, a film called "I Am Not Your Negro." Okay, this is James Baldwin. Okay, listen to this. It's gonna be about 2 minutes.
Okay.
I can't be a pessimist because I'm alive. To be a pessimist means that you have agreed that human life is an academic matter. So I'm forced to be an optimist. I'm forced to believe that we can survive whatever we must survive. But the Negro in this country, the future of the Negro in this country is precisely as bright or as dark as the future of the country. It is entirely up to the American people and our representatives. It is entirely up to the American people whether or not they're going to face and deal with and embrace this stranger whom they maligned so long. What white people have to do is try to find out in their own hearts why it was necessary to have a nigger in the first place. Because I'm not a nigger, I'm a man. But if you think I'm a nigger, it means you need it. The question you got to ask yourself, the white population of this country has got to ask itself, North and South, because it's one country, and for a Negro, there is no difference in the North and the South. There's just a difference in the way in a way they castrate you. But the fact of the castration is the American fact. If I'm not the nigger here, and you invented it, and you, the white people, invented him, then you got to find out why.
Silence, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Silence. So Lisa, I know, and then I'm gonna put something out there, and then I'm gonna let you guys think about this. But when you talk about we are losing, or we are phasing out African Americans in the United States, I see something different maybe from what you're seeing. I seen that, and I'm gonna show you real quick. Do you remember when you probably don't remember, but you've seen videos of Martin Luther King protests, yeah? You've seen these
Yeah.
protests, the powerful.
He is someone with
This is Kyle.
self-esteem, so
You know,
he was always going to rise above it.
okay. So when we take a look at these protests, you see how how different and how proud African Americans are of themselves. How they behave, how they handle themselves, how they live their lives. How together they were, how they have a sense for a family and country, and they fall for their rights, because they really wanted it to be heard and to have a country. So once you see African Americans now, and this is the popular view, these are not my views, okay? This is popular view. What you see is that every time that there's something wrong, people will say, and I said that before in the show, it's black people. They're just behaving like black. It's African Americans. Yeah, they gotta do black stuff. And that, I think that what the whole system is facing out is that, the Martin Luther Kings, the James Baldwin, the people, that is what the system is facing out. By the way, this is the movie. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I still say that they will do their darndest, but just like during slavery on the plantation, you always had, the ones that escaped, the ones that left, the ones were like, this is for the birds, I'm out. It's the same scenario that's going on right now. So
Yeah.
it's not that they're just phasing out, I guess, Black Americans who have self-awareness, such as myself. I still say it's across the board. It's just that I'm not on that plantation. That's for the birds.
So I posted a picture in the chat.
Why you gotta do it like that, Ricky?
Okay.
Oh,
I'm posting a picture.
man.
I'm posting a picture on the screen. Okay. And this right here doesn't. I'm not trying to put everybody on the on the same how you call it, on the same, not, I don't believe that this represents every African American, but I'm trying to give like a perspective of,
Oh
you know,
man,
what we used to be, and we have, you know, where we at right now. You know, I mean, this also applies to whites, Hispanics, but the conversation today is about Black America. So that's my question. That's my question. What happened?
fast money, man. The glitz, the glam, the false sense of what we think the American dream is because of what we were told by whomever. Uh, this is no pride, man. First
Okay.
of all,
But what you're seeing on TV, okay? Don't get me wrong. What you see on the left are two well-dressed, successful individuals. What you
that
see,
look like they went to school.
yeah. What
Look
you see,
like they're scholars.
and let me tell you something. What you see on the right, okay, and get it right, are two millionaire, successful individuals as well. You know, it's not
But I
about the
can see their
perception.
underwears. I can see their underwear.
So what happened?
one has, all right. So on the left, I can't even joke about it.
You can. Let me get out of here before we get shut down by YouTube.
Look at the guys. Look at the guys. Look, that's Soldier Boy and Bow Wow.
Ah, come on.
I mean, geez, their names say it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's no pride in doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh. I think a lot of things is self-inflicted too.
Okay.
If in the military, it's called posturing. If I show the posture that I am not the one to mess with, speaking definitely in a deployed environment, you know, which is not standing in the same spot, holding my weapon at the low ready, you know, if I show that posture, the likelihood of me getting attacked is going to be less than someone who puts their weapon on their back and slinging to the back, or they're laying on the ground, or
Right.
or both knees on the ground, they're relaxing, you know, because people look for the, you know, the enemy look for soft targets.
Okay.
So if you go off and you're not a soft target and you're a confident target, what Lisa is talking about, not target, you're a confident individual, you know, you don't look like the prey, you know, you look like the predator.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or you look like the apex, you know, the top of the food chain. I'm not going around and, you know, in Africa and messing with lions. Hell, them things look like they rip me apart, and they could. But if I go to, you know, I might try to go fishing, because fish can't really do much to me. You know what I mean? They don't look aggressive to me, except for piranhas and sharks. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Lisa's 100% correct, man. Just posture up, gentlemen. You know, and this is for everybody. You know, all our youth. You know, posture up. You know, surround yourself around the good people. You know, that have your best thought. You know, your best interest in mind.
That's right.
And if you can't find those people, then hey, I'm here.
Yeah, you can talk
Ricky's
to her.
here.
Yeah.
Lisa's here. You
And
know what I'm saying? So,
I always give advice to people. You know, every time I talk to people, I give them this piece of advice. Okay, every time you're gonna find somebody to be a friend, to be a colleague, or to be a mentor, make sure you find into them at least 5 things that you guys match. You know, you got to find 5 things. Make sure that you talk to them. You know, for the first 30 minutes, you tell them, oh, you know, things that, you know, you might like, might not. You know, just because you guys work on the same place, that's not one. Just because you guys have the same background, it does not one. You know, maybe you guys have the same interest in life. Maybe you guys have the same story growing up. Maybe you guys have, you know, find at least 5 things. Because I'm telling you, there's people that can give you different stories. They can tell you different stories about how they did with people that they didn't click with very well. Okay. It doesn't mean that that individual is bad for everyone. It doesn't mean that individual is only bad for you. So, you know, so I have I have another video that I want to share with you guys. I saw this on TikTok earlier today, and I was, damn, this fucking shit is kind of crazy, but it's happening, and people are going to forget. And call me crazy. People are going to forget about this day sooner than what you think, sooner than the elections. Okay, this is it's a big system, guys. It's a big system. People are going to forget about this very soon. Let me show you.
Para todos los mexicanos que andan apoyando a los afroamericanos, pónganse verga, compas, que esto no es nuestro pedo. Entiendo que el pinche policía que lo mató se pasó de verga.
So rather, he's pretty much telling people, hey, he understands that the police officer that killed George Floyd, he just went, above, just went crazy.
Pero qué culpa tienen todos los demás policías. ¿Qué
But what kind of guilt? Why are we gonna, make every other police officer guilty for this?
culpa tienen las tiendas? ¿Qué culpa tiene la gente inocente en sus carros para que se los destruyan?
What about stores, peoples, and vehicles on the street that you destroy them?
Además están protestando por la vida de una persona y ya han matado a varios cabrones a puro vergazo.
We're protesting for this one life, but meanwhile we have killed many people on the streets.
Te aseguro que si esto le pasa a alguien de nuestra raza, estos patos no nos van a apoyar. En cambio,
and right here he say, but if something like this happened to somebody in our race, talking to Mexicans, Black people will not support us. There will be an outcry for them. And he goes on it,
haciendo canciones.
He talks about rappers start making funny songs, yada yada. But the main point here that he wants to put down here is, if something like this happened to a Mexican, something like this happened to a Puerto Rican, something like this happened to a white person, if something happens to, any other scenario, they will not care. He's talking to Black America. So, I got to tell you, there's I'm sure that there's many videos on YouTube and Facebook that you can find where white officers kill Mexican, kill Puerto Rican, X, Y, and Z, and you don't have this kind of I will say response.
Well, okay. I can understand where he's coming from. But I think that is we're told pretty much like a hierarchy system, like Mexicans, people who come here illegally, like they're the lowest portion of whatever. They're pretty much the new. We're trying to. I've heard that they're like the new N-words. You know what I'm saying? Like the new slaves. Like
there are replacements.
There are replacements. Correct. And I think that's what he was talking about. And it's true. It could be true. But with me, based off of what I've seen, my perspective is different. I do see, like I'm in a community here in San Antonio. So San Antonio got a lot of Hispanics. So I'm not just saying they're Mexican, but because we're so close to Mexico, everyone calls them Mexican, which already is.
You're like 3.5 hours away.
Yeah, but already that's putting people down already because you're not even spending the time to identify them correctly. You're just calling them.
Well, what do you think the term Hispanic is for? Like and you're Latino, so you can chime in, but I don't even like to use that word because it's a made up term by Nixon for the census to count all Latinos under one thing. But hello, like somebody from Colombia is not the same as someone from Mexico.
So
and I've dated a lot of Latinos from various different places, and they are different. I mean, down to the food. So to me, I don't agree with the term Hispanic because you're lumping a whole group of diverse people under one thing.
So, okay. So, wow, that's like saying blacks though. So if you say blacks, that's like lumping them in. Is that the same thing?
Well, so black people, black Americans are different than African Americans. Okay, so I'm not from Africa. My parents are from Africa. We don't know anything about African culture. We're Southern country people. So we don't even like to be lumped in that demographic because, well, they have their own thing, right? They have their own experience. But, that's just how I feel about stuff like that.
So Ricky, do you mind being called a Hispanic or?
I don't mind. I see that many people. I think that's more into the Black community. More individuals are divided between being called Black American or African American. I try to, as much as I can, call people as Black Americans because I don't know if you were like born or raised in Africa. Um, so I try to do that. But let me
Just say North Carolinian. I don't even say like.
What did you just say?
North Carolinian. I'm North
Carolinian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
When people because I do look racially ambiguous. Although I am Black, I do look racially ambiguous. So people ask me, "Well, what are you?" I say I'm North Carolinian.
What? Oh my gosh! How, Sway? How? When did?
Because to me, because of my upbringing, the way I raised, my ethnicity is irrelevant. I just don't understand what's the point. So anytime I have to fill out a box where you have to pick your ethnicity, I always put other. I am proud to be Black, but being Black is a part of me. It is not all of me. So I just think it's irrelevant. How about you get to know me, and then maybe you'll find out. In the meantime, I'm North Carolinian.
North Carolinian. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. North Carolinian.
Not to be confused with them crazy South Carolinians.
Let me post something right here. Let's. I got a video right here for you guys. These are the conservative twins. I follow these guys on YouTube. So conservative.
I know these guys. These are the Hodge twins.
Yeah. Let's go.
Man, you gotta tell them why all lives matter. No, that should be obvious. All lives do matter. You gotta explain this to people. All lives matter. You would never see me walking down the road with a damn Black Lives Matter sign. If you do, I got a gun to my head. And I'm just trying to survive. Hey, look here. As Black men, Black Americans. I'm not African American, I'm a Black American. I was never born in Africa. Yeah, I'm a proud American, right? I just, whatever. You got that? Yeah, I'm not from Africa, never been to Africa. Yeah. I don't know nothing about Africa. Okay, I don't speak African, I don't know any African history. I know some American history. Because you're American. Because I'm American. But look here, this whole Black Lives Matter. Why?
Okay, let's focus on that. It's funny, by the way.
I love to see them do porn. I swear.
Wait
a minute.
They have a show, and I think they're going to No, they're going to Virginia. I'll show you in a minute. Don't worry. They do stand-up comedy.
Oh my gosh. We just gonna skim over what she just said.
When she say things like that, we just ignore them,
Yeah, go ahead, ignore her, bro. Like, what? This is quarantine. Oh my gosh. Did I just lose the feed? Yeah.
You're still good, Diesel. You're still good right there. Let me give you a little bit of the stand-up comedy, Lisa. Okay.
Correct. Those twins are so beautiful.
Let's listen.
Like that comedy shows used to have a whole lot more cup to it. This just looks like a damn piece of cake contract. But you know what? I haven't had that much of an impact in the black community, but every day people come to my show and they send me emails. I had a great impact on white liberals. A lot of them have converted from it.
That is crazy. They do. They impact a lot of people. Lisa, are you over your comments, or you're still raging about the twins?
I mean, you're the one that threw them up on the
What?
screen. How much?
Hold on.
I'm a woman in my prime.
Can y'all hear me?
How am I supposed to react?
And like,
All right.
got into himself.
So this background is Sydney, Australia. Sydney, Australia, on the background. So so let's go back. Let's go back to the whole African American thing. I mean, is that good? Is that I mean, is that helping people? Is that
So yeah,
I mean, other than putting African American on an application to apply for anything slash affirmative action, I don't think that will help for nothing.
It's just the government providing you with your identity. It's a made up term by the government. They say, okay, so you all are this.
Yeah, you're African American.
Be what you say I am. I want to be what I am. I am what I am.
Yeah. I also think that affirmative action is kind of I don't know, BS. I think it's somehow maybe. Oh, Lisa, 1 second. You're frozen. What's going on with you?
Yeah. I'm trying to get something done right here.
Oh, okay.
So
We got your picture there. Never mind. So, because I mean, there's many people that I've seen that, they got into schools, they get jobs. Like I can tell you about, experience that, and then it doesn't apply because it's one person in the United States. We hire this person, affirmative action, yada, yada. We work with this individual, and then he flopped, he was a flop, and then one of the, how can I say, every single stereotype African American, he just fulfilled those stereotypes, and then I fought. I was so proud of myself fighting for that. No, that's not the case. No, that's not what we're thinking. Oh, he's late. Maybe he found an accident. Oh, he's always turning things late. Maybe he's thinking things through better, better than anybody else. But at the end, he just became to be, he just flopped the whole thing, and then we hire a Hispanic dude, and the Hispanic dude, everybody stereotyped the guy too at the same time. Very quiet guy, and he's been superstar, So
They stereotyped him. So yeah, I mean, you kind of speak stuff into existence. I believe in that. So if you go ahead and at birth you classify yourself as a certain thing, then that's what you're going to be. And that harps on what I was saying earlier. If you can you guys hear me?
yes, sir.
What the hell is that? Where am I? Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That if you go ahead and you say that you're this, then I'm an African American. My descendants came from Africa. Da, 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 da. Okay, I understand that. But what have you done to be called an African American right now? Like, have you gone back to Africa? Have you invested stock into it? Like, because African Americans, like Africans, they don't really consider us part of them.
We don't know anything about them. They don't know anything about them.
We look like them. They don't consider us to be African.
Right. And to be honest, they they're very diverse. They're probably more diverse than America itself, because not only is every country different with their different cultures. I mean, there are so many languages spoken on the continent, and but then you break it down to the tribes. The tribes are very different. I mean, I just don't agree with the government giving people identity, and I don't understand why people can't just be themselves. For statistical data, like I don't. Come on now.
Well, I mean, you can see some of it on the census. Like, I remember back in the day, it was Black, Hispanic, or Black, Black, Hispanic. It was something else, but it wasn't how diverse it was now. Because now they're talking about like if you're Alaskan, or is it like they would ask certain questions like if you're, what is it, man? It's not Alaskan.
They do lump the Eskimo. Well, it says like Alaskan, Indian, or Eskimo. They lump it in with Native Americans.
Black to me, okay. So I did well. Is a Native American? No, because I do know some of the forms right now. They go and they ask you if you're Hispanic. Do you have any Latino inside of you? Like, are you Black? Yeah, Black Latin. Okay, here we go again. If you're Black, Latino, or something like that. So I don't know, man. Like, I know on the forms, it has nothing to do with West Indian. Like, I'm West Indian. I'm from the West Indies. You know what I mean? So
here the government says you're African American.
Exactly. No, that's 100%. The government does say I'm African American. And a lot of times I was
your entire identity.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. You know, and it's only subcultures that even know what a Trinidadian is. You know, a lot of times we get lumped in as Jamaican or something like that. So I do understand. I do. You know, I'm gonna pray for you. That's what I'm gonna do.
Because I went to Barbados?
No, I'm just gonna pray for you, period. Because of the sidebar comments that you keep. You need some prayer.
What's so bad about Barbados?
Because why do you have a good time?
Because it was my first trip ever out of the country. I was 21 years old. I went by myself. So to me, I went on an adventure.
Oh my gosh, here we go. I sure hope this conversation doesn't go south again.
Because I went on an adventure. To me, age and being by myself, I thought it was an adventure.
You know what I'm talking about. It was first the Hodge twins, then it was the Hispanic comment that you said.
Diesel, don't waste your energy with that, man. She's a grown up woman, man. Whatever.
I'm legit telling you what a young me was thinking about, being in Barbados.
I don't want to hear a young you. I know what the old you was thinking, so I can imagine what the young you was.
Not like I brought up Jamaica.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
In Barbados, it was my first experience.
Oh no, this just sounds so. This is
my first experience leaving the country.
Oh, okay.
So where's your head? You talk about me, but look at you.
Oh man. Stella got her groove back over here.
No, this is that was my first experience leaving the country. But by the time I made it to other islands, I had things under control.
Let's go to the chat.
Able to let loose.
Let's go to the chat. What is going on with Linda? That's why they don't. She's hot on the chat today. Let's go to the chat.
She also got promoted to a moderator on the shot too. So.
I see. Thank you, Linda.
What
Thank you,
we
thank you. But see, I didn't say nothing about this. Do you guys think weed should be legalized and decriminalized?
Yeah,
And what do you guys?
that will be legalized by November, brother. And then that's gonna be the ticket to Donald Trump win the election. That's gonna be like the final stamp of approval. Let me tell you something that I've been listening on social media like a lot. Lots of people are telling that Biden will go to be the president. He will select Barack Obama as vice president, and he will fall, so Barack Obama becomes president again.
What?
Yes. If that
What
happens,
do you?
you know that he will win no matter what the election. If he selects Barack Obama to vice president, he will win the election. Today is
Why
May.
would he? You said fall. You mean dead?
he would fall. I'm pretty sure Obama would take him out.
No, I think he will. I
Oh
think he will
my
fall.
goodness.
I think he will fall. He will step down to be a president, and he will let his vice president take presidency again, because he cannot run for president, but he can be vice president. So you see, he will announce it pretty soon,
Why would you say that?
because
That
he will.
that's a conspiracy.
No, I think it will happen. Yes, James K. Champion, that is possible. He cannot run for president for a third term, but he can easily be selected to be vice president, just like Biden was vice president for 2 terms, and now he's running for president once. So it's the same play. So just give it a couple weeks.
So
Wait.
do you? All right. So well, let's go back to the marijuana, and then we can go
Yeah.
to your conspiracy.
Marijuana.
Ricky the conspiracy ratchet.
Oh, okay.
Ratchet Ricky conspirator. What about marijuana? So you think it's going to be legalized federally?
I think President Trump will legalize marijuana before the elections, to help
Yeah,
him.
but we talking about federally, like federal
Yeah.
governments won't test for it anymore.
No. If President Trump, I'm sorry, say President Obama. If President Trump, make it legal federally, yeah, just yeah.
Because right now it's federally statewide, right? Statewide,
It's
like
just
certain
statewide.
states have
Certain states, yeah.
Yeah, but you're telling me federally, so you're talking about soldiers in the military will be able to use marijuana? That's what you think?
Yeah,
will
100%,
happen?
100%, man.
So it's going to be looked at as just like alcohol.
No, it's gonna be look not like alcohol. Okay, it's gonna be look for because still you will have to get a prescription. It's gonna be look like naproxen.
Mm.
Not everybody can buy on the favorite store, but if you have a thing from your doctor that says that you get marijuana, yeah, and then they're gonna funnel that to the VA. They're gonna funnel to this military service, military service, and then every pharmacy in the country will have marijuana, and then they will tax the shit out of that, So get ready for that.
Well,
I have mixed feelings about it. I do.
What are the mixed feelings?
I mean, I understand that it's a lesser drug. It's still a mind altering drug, though. I know what alcohol is too.
Mhm.
I'm just on the fence. I see the pros and the cons, and I'm someone who's been to dispensaries in 2 different states.
So wait,
But I'm just on the fence.
what? So what? You better choose a side or something. Like you
I
better
can't choose a side.
articulate your words better than that.
I can't
What
choose
the
a
heck?
side because my law and order side says no, but my not that big of a deal side says yes.
Now, why is your law so? Why is your law and order side saying that way? If it was illegal, I think marijuana was it shouldn't have been criminalized in the first place. because of the medicinal properties, I think big medicine, you've heard all this already. Big medicine companies said no. The benefits behind marijuana outweighs the side effects. So we're going to legalize. We're going to We're going to illegalize this thing because they can't really control it, and we're going to give people naproxen. We're going to give people.
Well, naproxen is not a narcotic.
We're going to give people Lexapro. We're going to give people oxycodone. We're going to give them all this other stuff that they can get. I think oxycodone, if I'm not Percocet, I think Percocet got a little heroin. I think it got heroin in there, doesn't it?
I
want to say it does have.
It's opium.
So if you can give
if it's an opium,
heroin,
yes.
Yeah.
If you can give me heroin, because I remember I tore my ACL and I had to have surgery on it, and I was taking. First of all, it would give me cotton mouth. I would wake up like thirsty as you don't know what, and then I decided to say, you know what, I need to stop taking this drug. And I remember going into physical therapy and sweating like a prostitute in church. And they looked at me and said, "What happened? Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I stopped taking the Percocet." And they're like, "Just like that, cold turkey?" I was like, "Yeah, I just stopped." I said, "Enough is enough." And they're like, "No, you have to wean off of it." Wow. So I was taking probably 2 pills every 6 hours or so for pain. And they were like, "No, you have to wean off it. If you go cold turkey, you're gonna suffer from withdrawals." And I was like, "What?" Didn't know nothing about this. So if you can legalize that and it can have that in flowing in the system, why can't you have marijuana?
So here's the thing. If you are under the influence of marijuana while driving,
don't drive. It's just like alcohol, treated like alcohol.
Hold on, let me get to that. So it does have a delayed reaction. You do have car accidents. I've seen them.
This is the truth.
But let's say you're just getting pulled over because you're driving erratically.
Or driving like you, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. I haven't had any traffic violations since 2004. Thank you very much. Anyways, so the officer pulls you over. And so with alcohol, right? Alcohol, you got a breathalyzer. They can smell it on your breath. There's all kinds of ways that an officer knows that somebody's drunk, right? Other than his personal opinion, how does an officer know that somebody is high on marijuana?
You got your eyes. Your eyes are dilated.
You can have that from allergies.
Well,
I take medicine for ADHD. Pupils dilated all day.
So I'm gonna say this. Cops. All right. So alcohol and alcohol incidents and accidents. Cops didn't just magically come up with the breathalyzer. Because of what was happening in society, technology had to advance. So there has to be some type of technological advancement to detect marijuana, which also it helps the economy. So now there's just a different measure to test for marijuana. That's it.
So we're more comfortable if we had that technology before it's legalized.
I mean, okay.
Let me tell you something. I really think that marijuana is going to be a success, okay? And I'm going to tell you the reasons why. As we know, for the last couple of months, maybe year and a half, 2 years, everybody's been using these, how do you call it? No, electronic devices, how they call those? The e-cigarettes?
The vapors.
Yeah, vapors, and that technology is taking is taking over. Crazy. Some states make it legal
Mm-hmm.
because why? Because there's lobbyists on Congress, from the tobacco industry telling these individuals, hey, these e-cigarettes are destroying my ecosystem. So
Yeah.
I think bringing marijuana will be much easier and easier to tax in the same case because the ecosystem for the factories are there. The only thing they need to do is change tobacco for marijuana, put it through the same machines. Boom, you have the product. So you will have, I believe, every single brand of Marlboro, Winston, whatever people smoke. Marijuana. It's I think it's easier for the economy to get into the economic side, towards the government. So it'd be easier to tax, easier to manage, easy to control, easier to
Yeah.
manage. That's what I think.
She's talking about detection though. So how do you limit she wants to know how you limit accidents with it. And how do you detect it?
I don't think that will be. I don't think that will be the case. I think that if you are to that point, like in anything, if you're high on alcohol, if you are high on your medications, you can be medicated with, like in my case, I take this medication is lorazepam. It's a narcotic. I have to show my license, bunch of things. I only take the thing like in emergencies for PTSD. Okay, combat related people. No bueno, no bueno. So I cannot use that and drive a vehicle. If I need to use that medication, I need to stay where I'm at for the next 6 to 8 hours. So it's one of those things. I think that for marijuana it will be the same. If you're too high on marijuana that you cannot drive or shoot yourself, they do a drug test on you. Your urine or blood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And by the way, it doesn't, it may slow down like the drug trade, but it won't eliminate it. Because I believe it or not, in Denver, I was there for a year on assignment, and I actually met a guy who still grew and sold his own marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what in the world? And he actually did that for like 5 years. Like that was his only job. He said that he made about $50,000 a year.
That is big.
Okay. Did he get his license? So he got his license to do it?
He was a drug dealer, but he sold marijuana in a state where marijuana.
I think it's 3 o'clock in the morning where Lisa says that. Lisa, you need to drink some coffee. You want to take a break?
Lisa needs to take a break. She's definitely she's cuckoo.
Yes.
She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs out here.
No, I'm being very serious.
Okay, but I mean moonshine. All right, so people make their own alcohol, and alcohol is legal. It's the same thing. It's called moonshine, Lisa. People make their moonshine, but guess what? Some people, people make their own bread, but I can go to the store and buy it. You know what I'm saying? It's just people. Once he gets that clientele, they trust on what he's doing. He might not have the chemicals that other people are putting in, or these big factories are doing in their marijuana strains. So it's the same thing.
And that is what he said. He said that he has a very specific clientele.
There you go.
He went in this whole spiel about it.
Yeah, and you're probably the first. You're probably one of his clientels.
No, I'm not.
Because it sounds like you've been partaking in some mind altering drugs tonight because of your comments.
No, this is me perfectly sober.
Anyway, talking about other things, guys, don't forget that we have the lines open 520-261-7246. You guys can give us a call. We're going to screen the phone call. We can let you in the chat. The next thing I want to go talk about is this right here. You guys see the problem on Facebook today.
What is this guy doing?
Well,
Why does he have a T-shirt on his head?
so this guy right here, okay, is
Goodness.
it's one of the anyway, I'm not gonna tell you the whole thing. Listen to it. It's 4 minutes, but I'm just gonna jump here and there.
This is my first YouTube video, first social media video, so I'm not sure if maybe I'm right, but I just want to say something. Just got into a beef with my best friend over some political issues. I just wish people would wake up and realize that Trump is not fighting against you. Trump is not fighting against black people. He's not fighting against Spanish people. He's not fighting against transgender. He's not fighting against Mexicans or none of that shit. Trump is fighting against globalists. Globalists don't have nothing to do with none of us. Globalists.
What are we thinking about that, Lisa? I know you're the expert on this subject. So, do you think is that a fact? People on the chat room, what do we think?
I mean, I do not subscribe to the idea that Trump is working against minorities in America. I think that that's an extreme falsehood.
I'm with you. Yeah, let's continue.
Again, in American shit that they said that we wasn't gonna never have again. They still try to make this a black and white issue. Now is not the time for angry black people to stand up. Now is not the time for fucking angry Mexicans to stand up. Now is not the time for fucking transgenders to stand up. Now is the time for fucking patriots to stand up. Patriots who love America. When I find out it's most motherfuckers don't like America. They say fuck America when it's all said and done at the end of the argument. It's time for patriots to stand up. I understand America got a rough history, but a lot of people died for this country that was black, who died for this country too, and you just don't love the country. Go to fuck somewhere else.
Okay, that one hit home rather, because it's painful for me sometimes to see how some individuals are desecrating, like the American flag, or desecrating historic monuments. I mean, history is history, and we have to live with it. We can look back and we can learn where we came from. So we don't make the same mistakes that we made once again. I don't think our monuments are there to oppress us. I think they're there to remind us, hey, where we came from and where we're going to. Let me continue with this. I think I got sidetracked.
Keep crying about. It's time for patriots to stand up. I'm a fucking patriot. I love America. I love the freedom that it gives me here. Yeah, we got racism issues, but that's not the biggest issue. People don't understand. Trump supporters is about one thing: America first. That means we don't want to hear about your racist shit. We want to hear about your fucking Mexicans. We want to hear about your fucking transgenders and none of this shit. We want to talk about America first. And right now, we are winning. We are respected in the world right now. Okay? We're making money. People know not to play with us. Trump's number one job is commander-in-chief of our military. People say, oh, Trump want to start a war. Where the fuck is the war? He squashed the beef. You hear me? Squash the beef. No Korea, no, don't fuck with us no more, little rocket boy.
That's a big thing, He squashed the shit, He was the first, things ever to walk into North Korea with the North Korea leader. I mean, he united North Korea and South Korea. I don't know if you guys been to Korea, but that's a big deal, If you're being stationed in Yongsan, I mean, let me finish the video right here.
Throwing in the sand, we were supposed to be gone. Hillary's supposed to be the president. We supposed to set this shit off. It wasn't their plan for Trump to win. He may be an asshole, a bigot, all the time. It don't make a motherfucker different. It was not their plan for him to win. They had a plan. And now they mad as shit. So you gotta hit your mother. Wake up. Patriots, stand up. This ain't a black or white thing. Stand up. God bless you. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. Power to the people. I don't give a fuck about none of that racist shit right now. We trying to save America. America first. Make America great again.
Okay. Damn. We are turning this channel into, thank you so much, Linda. You are amazing for the donation. You are amazing.
Super chat challenge bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. Bring it, chatters. Let's go. Show your support for independent media.
Linda, you're amazing. Thank you. You are
Thank you,
amazing.
Linda. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Oh man, that was
There we go. Everything. Yeah. She gets the whole salad bar right there. You know. Thank you so much. So what do you guys think about those comments? What do you guys think about what's happening? You think this guy is correct? You know, is he on track? What's going on?
First of all, yeah. I would like to give him a shout out that he wore his T-shirt on his head. You know, that showed real gangsterness. You know what I'm saying? He was smoking, looked like he was smoking the marijuana while he was talking to me. So I felt
We're gonna legalize it. We're gonna legalize it, baby.
But yeah, I mean, that's the stuff that they don't want us to talk about, man. They want us to just say, you know what, Trump is racist. How was Trump racist? If y'all look back at Trump, he was taking pictures with hip hop stars. Trump was revered in the hip hop community. When I say hip hop, meaning the black community, you know, majority of people in hip hop are black. And nobody was calling him racist. Nobody. He was a rich man. He was cool. He was down for the cause, whatever. But the moment when he started to expose people, and I want to say he was exposing a lot of Republicans, he was exposing a lot of Democrats. So that's why I said it's not just Democrat or Republican. He was exposing America.
If you're a hip hop,
that's when he started to be racist, and he's down for this coalition, and he don't want to talk about the stuff that happened in Virginia. That's BS. And when black people talk about it, then we're looked at as we're ostracized, and we're looked upon it like we're just Uncle Toms. Like, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Y'all gotta open your eyes, man. Y'all being lied to.
I'd rather be an Uncle Tom than still stuck on the plantation.
First and foremost, I'd rather not be an Uncle Tom, period. Let's get that right. Let's get that right 100%. Nor on the plantation. I'd rather be me and the person who is seeking the truth. So if you are sitting and you're just, like I said, once again, if you're sitting around and you're just a Democrat, just to be a Democrat, then something's wrong here. Because I remember I voted. Did I vote? Yeah, I think I voted for Donald Trump. I mean, not Donald Trump, Barack Obama, because he was black. That was it. And I'll say it to this day. That's all I voted for him. It was back in 2000. And well, I was in Iraq at the time. I think it was 2008. Yeah, 2008 was when he got presidency. And I voted. I was like, what? There's a black guy there? I didn't know what his policies were. I didn't know anything about anything. All I know, he was black, and he's about to be the first black president. And in actuality, he's actually half black.
True fact.
That's pretty good.
No one brings that up. No one brings that up.
I bring it up all the time. I bring it up all the time. Trust me.
He's half black. So
he and I are not the same.
Yes, they are. You are definitely
No, both my parents are black, so I'm pretty sure that makes me black.
Go ahead, get on the camera. Let's see.
I'm in the bed.
So?
Oh, no, that's not gonna happen.
Okay. No, I don't want. I'm not in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Step up. You know, wash your face with a little rag. You know what I'm saying? And come back on the camera.
No.
But anyways, that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents on that. What's your 2 cents, Lisa?
Hey, 1 second. American Brazilian. Thank you so much. Look at that.
All
Look
of
at
the
that.
Brazilians have jumped on the Trump train. I don't care if he wants people to come in. Legally leftist media lies and divides.
What we think about that, guys? Leftist media lies and divides.
They absolutely do.
That's a great comment.
Excellent point. America's favorite Brazilian.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah, I agree.
So how can we changing the narrative. How can we make this some different?
Well, if we let Lisa think about it, she won't decide. She won't make a decision on how we can do it.
Well, she said she's gonna be a dictator or something yesterday. She actually said that she was gonna be a dictator. Yep.
Was the leader of if I was the leader, yes, I would be a dictator and I would rule with an iron fist, and my title would be chief overlord of the world. But that's not what we're talking about here. He asked, how can we, make a change? Well, you know what? I think we just need to continue to do what we're doing now because we cannot rely on mainstream media. And as much as Fox News keeps saying that they're not mainstream media, they have the highest rating. So guess what? They're mainstream media. So
Yeah.
we just need to keep doing what we're doing right now, and we need to do it louder and prouder.
Okay, Lisa, let's go. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
She finally made a decision. She finally made her mind up.
Let's
Newsflash, bro. I make decisions every day, all day.
all day. Let's go to the 1 second. I think AFB got something for us guys in a minute.
Hold on, call in.
AFB, you can give us a call, man. 520-261-7246.
Lisa's up now. She's finally ready.
The next thing we're gonna be talking about is gonna be this Rush Limbaugh exposed Breakfast Club liberals brainwashing.
I wish there was a way to stop the propaganda.
How can we do that? How can we stop the propaganda? I mean, unless we have this right here.
Unfortunately, there's a little hiccup called the First Amendment. So the only way that we can do is just continue to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And hope we are heard.
Yeah, and I tell people, as much as you can, don't just watch my video. Take a look at what we're doing right here. And I'm gonna give you a quick pick. I'm using Zoom right here to chat with Diesel and Lisa. Zoom, that's an app. I use Streamlabs OBS to capture everything that we're doing, and then I'm streaming through Facebook and YouTube. And I don't have I have a very nice computer, but you don't need an amazing computer to do this. And I believe that if all you guys on the chat room start doing the same thing, even a podcast, by the way, I have a podcast. We have a podcast on Spotify. You can find it. It is RT365. I will put the link in the description below. So I think that by doing this, by showing what we have, showing our passion for American, for the truth, we can stop their propaganda. That's a good question. Now we're going to Rush Limbaugh at the Breakfast Club. I know that Diesel, you missed that one yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
Incident. This is a regular occurrence. Let me ask black people in this country. How do you stop that? Don't want to change the system. How do you question for you? I want to know, guys. How are you going to use your privilege as a white male to combat this prejudice? You got a direct line.
I don't buy into. No, wait a minute. I don't buy into the notion of white privilege. See, I think that's a liberty.
You're being deluded.
That's a liberty political construct right along the lines of political correctness. It's designed to intimidate and get people to shut up and admit they're guilty of doing things they haven't done. I don't have any.
You know what white privilege is? White privilege is that what happened to George Floyd would not have happened to a white man. That's putting a white privilege right there.
If what happened to George Floyd had happened to a white man, we probably wouldn't even have heard
in Nicaragua.
So the government is killing the people in Nicaragua.
Hold on. L Epic
Campaigner 2.
Give us a donation. Is that a donation?
Yeah, Neo. That's Nicaragua's money. So thank you so much for that.
For the donation.
Yeah.
Thank you for the donation. How does Nicaragua's money look? Can you put it in the chat?
Let me see.
No, let L Epic. Can you take I want to see what Nicaragua money look like. But man,
right here on the screen, you see the Nicaragua money. Banco Central de Nicaragua. Hey, Epic Campaigner, man. If you wanna call us, you can talk to us. Spanish, English, whatever the case may be. I don't know if you I know they speak Spanish for fact in Nicaragua, but I mean, whatever the case may be, okay, brother?
So what were you saying? So wow. So why'd you play that? That's crazy. Do you think that's white privilege?
Well, I think that Charlemagne was incorrect when he says that it would not happen to a white person when we know for a fact that white people are killed by officers as well.
Enjoy the show, guys. Great work.
La Diva.
La Diva, blessings. She's
La Diva.
she's amazing.
Please call up La
We've
Diva.
been trying to get her on the phone, for the last for the last weeks, a couple of days. So I'm sure that she will be a great addition to the uh, to the colors.
You look very intelligent, La Diva. I want to.
Ah, Jesus. Let me go back. Let me go back to
He can be like that, but I can't be like that. When I'm like that, it's the end of the world.
yeah, that's sexist right there.
I just said I like La Diva's um intellect. You know what I'm saying?
Double standard.
She's on the chat room, she's on fire when she's in the chat room, just like Linda. They're doing amazing over there.
Linda's definitely doing amazing.
Yep.
I actually like speaking to Linda. Linda, she has a perspective that is refreshing, especially when she talked about what she talked about today about her it was personalized, her child being on drugs. That was crazy.
I mean, that's the best thing we can do. That's the best thing we can do when we come here. We talk about politics, we talk about what's going on in America. But in addition to that, this is a great source for you guys to come here and just, speak your mind. Even if you want to talk about something else, we make a break, we talk to you guys. We see what's going on. Okay.
Oh man, Americans' favorite Brazilian.
Let's listen to this.
Americans.
Oh, he's on fire. Let's listen to Rush Limbaugh back.
Obviously, you were so opinionated about him protesting. And I'm just asking if the Vikings had signed him, would the people have been good? Okay, it's got to go. We're not going to protest anymore.
Because that's not going to stop white supremacy. That's not going to stop racism. Okay, we got to RIP to George Floyd, but that was not an isolated incident. This is a regular occurrence.
Let me ask
black people in this country.
How do you stop
that? Don't want to change the system.
How do you
question for you? I want to know, guys, how are you going to use your privilege as a white male to combat this prejudice? You got to direct line.
I don't buy into. No, wait a minute. I don't buy into the notion of white privilege. See, I think that's a liberal. That's a liberal political construct right along the lines of political correctness. It's designed to intimidate and get people to shut up and admit they're guilty of doing things they haven't done. I don't have any white.
You know what white privilege is? White privilege is that what happened to George Floyd would not have happened to a white man.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
This comment came from the God, No, not the God, but the God.
I don't know about this.
What are we thinking about it? I mean, somebody who self-proclaimed himself God on Sirius XM is talking to us about how Black America is oppressed by the United States. Somebody, I mean, is that ironic?
Okay, all right. First of all, you guys are talking like I understand he made horrible choices in choosing his name, but I do understand where he's coming from.
Okay.
And it's from a level of hurt.
Okay.
And helplessness. And I do believe there is a form of white privilege in America, or at least white if not privilege, white understanding. I do believe there's something like that.
Okay. A American favorite Brazilian. I was looking for Hute Boy. I cannot find nothing. Can you check again? The name is correct. I'm still looking here on what's going on. Okay.
Well,
let's go back.
I don't agree with what he said at all.
About
with
white privilege.
what Charlemagne said, because it has happened to white people. We actually just discussed earlier this week that one white homeless guy that got the beat down from the police, and I'm gonna throw this out on the table. I'm gonna throw this bomb for you right now. I don't think this George Floyd incident was race related.
Okay, I think we're going to see. So American Brazilian brought something here, guys. I am moving from. Jesus Christ! 1 second. This is crazy.
Isn't it race related?
Did you not see the lineup of all of the officers?
Yeah.
And hold on, and if you and I read the autopsy a little bit more. So the guy George Floyd, he had bruises from head to toe, which was indicative of people holding him down. In addition to the killer officer kneeling on his neck. So that means these other officers too are people of color assisted in this murder. So I'm sorry. I don't think
there was one officer. I think he looked like he was of color, and then the other one was Asian. Correct?
An Asian person is a person of color. Last time I checked.
Okay, if that's where you want to go, but so we're talking about the Asian person who was watching. He didn't touch him.
According to the autopsy, there are bruises on him from head to toe, which indicated that other people were holding him down at some point. Remember, we haven't seen all of the video.
Okay, so
at some point, they were holding him down in addition to the killer kneeling on the neck.
Okay, I saw the black dude holding him down at the look. I agree. We don't have the whole story of the video.
Let me bring up one point. And remember when we first started talking about this, you yourself had mentioned that the officer, one of the officers, had parked the vehicle in a manner to block the video camera.
Correct.
So I don't think that it's race related. I think something else. I mean, it's wrong altogether. I just don't think that it's race related. I think something else.
I'm gonna disagree with it because I think because he was black and may have come off intimidating, that he was dealt with in a more harsher manner than if it was a white person.
There's allegations that he knew that there's allegations that he knew them.
So if you know so if I know you and I'm telling you I can't breathe, we talking about knew him, meaning that he's been arrested by them before?
No, there's allegations that they actually used to work together.
You talking about the black guy?
Yep.
No.
George Floyd.
The killer officer and George Floyd. Yeah.
Used to work together.
In security.
And so I have my foot on your neck and I used to work together. Lisa, if I see you in person.
You don't know all of the details.
Lisa, if I see you in person.
Right, you don't know all the details and you jump to it being racial, even though there are two people of color participating in this act. Even though one officer intentionally blocked the camera, as per your own words.
What I'm saying is, because he was of color, like, for example, I can only go off of my personal experiences. Because I was of color and I was roaming in a suburban area, I got stereotyped. I got dealt with a little bit tougher than someone who looks like they belong in this area, and they're different color, plain and simple.
Lisa,
different color.
Lisa, they did work together in this place. Go ahead.
It's because one party was black and one party was white. It does not make it about race.
It doesn't automatically.
Not every white person is racist.
I'm not saying.
White person is racist. I cannot reiterate this.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But when are you going to say that they are?
I will not say every white person is racist.
No, I'm not saying. No, I am not. No, I'm not saying that you're going to say every white person is. But when are you going to call a spade for a spade?
This is not a spade. This again,
so tell me.
Give me
an example
that participated in this.
Give me an example.
People of color that participated in this.
Give me an example. Just clear. No. You're not answering my question. You're cutting me off and you're not letting me ask the question. So you're making a whole different narrative. I literally said, give me an example where there is a clear-cut racist act. Go.
The guy in Charlottesville that rammed his car into people because he's a white supremacist.
How was that racist? How was that racist?
He's a white supremacist that
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, but he hit white people. You see what I'm talking about? What?
They weren't for the cause.
Okay. So was it the cause or is it because of the race? Because you said race.
The cause is the race. The cause is the race.
So if I have a black person that doesn't like other black people, because that is a thing, right? Can you not be
of it? I've been victim of
it. So how can this not be a racist charge event? Just because one guy was black, the other guy was Asian, the other guy was Asian.
I give you two supporting pieces of information that shows that it is likely not related to race. And the only thing that you can tell me that it is related to race is that the cop is white, the victim is black.
No, what I can say is
that's all you can say. The cop is white.
What I'm saying is you're ruling out racism as a whole. This is not a racist, but you don't have all the facts.
First of all, I said
the same way I don't have the facts. Hold up. The same way I don't have the
race related.
Let me add something. Let me add something here, right, guys, real quick. And I know you're concerned, but I mean, the only thing that I can see different here is if the narrative was different. Okay, if the police officer, instead of being white, he was Hispanic or he was another black officer, I think that we still have. I don't know if we will have the same outcome of the people, but I think that we will still have people protesting. Maybe not the burning down the buildings and destroying houses, and because none of that thing helps. But I think that that will have the same impact. I want to show you. American favorite Brazilian. He texted and he was saying that it's about Tony Timpa. Okay, so Tony Timpa is right here. And this is about to get a little bit heated.
No, you're gonna kill me. I'm not gonna. You're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me. Tony.
So this is about to get very ugly, man. We know where this is going, yeah. So
that way we have to worry about it once it's up. Hey, let's go. Pick up. I don't think he did.
He's not breathing? Oh, shit.
I've got his mom on the phone and she knows all this stuff. What?
Dead.
okay, now where are the riots? Where are
Well,
the
according
riots?
to Diesel, this doesn't happen to white people.
I think he walked away. He's taking a guys, sorry on the chat. We're gonna play this again. I think we are going to show this one more time, but I think this will make people wake up. So in fact, this can happen to anybody. Wow. Wow.
I'll be back. I'm going to bathroom break. Hold on.
Okay, I thought, yeah. For a second, I really thought that he was taking a
have to worry about it once it's up.
And as you guys can see right here, it's the same technique, the knee on your body. And let me tell you something. What people forget is that, you see an individual, okay? You see an individual, and from the looks, you think, he just got his knee on the neck. But what you're forgetting is there's almost 60 pounds of gear on that individual, okay? And let's say that individual weighs 175 to 225 pounds. We're talking about 300 pounds in somebody's neck or somebody's back. That will suffocate you so fast, so quick, and that will kill you. That will kill you. So let's get back to what we were doing earlier today. Breakfast Club, Rush Limbaugh yesterday. Amazing talks. American favorite Brazilian. We're gonna talk about this. Please don't go.
Morning talk show hosted by Charlemagne the God and two other black hosts. I don't know their names. Very popular, probably the most popular morning.
Got it.
What can we do? What do we need to do? What needs to be done? What are your solutions? And they just keep going on this same record repeat, like, end white racism, end white supremacy. It's like, well, what is white supremacy? So this short clip, it's the whole show, but this short clip to me is the most telling clip of where these people are at intellectually, which is sad, but here it is.
So what do you think about this, Lisa? I really think that we listened to this thing yesterday, and it was sad, to hear the comments from the guys from the TV station. But I really thought that they weren't going on circles. They did not have the willingness to move forward. And this was just huge. Rush Limbaugh, one of the most people think that Rush Limbaugh is the most how can I say white American racist radio host in national radio, and he went to the Breakfast Club, and he spoke very well.
Yeah, I thought what he said was valid and correct, and they just dismissed him and wanted to just play the race card, and he's trying to. I felt that Rush Limbaugh was trying to bring attention to this horrific thing that happened, and to try to calm the public, keep the peace, and all they wanted to talk about was white privilege.
That is correct. Let's go to the actual comments of Rush Limbaugh.
A while ago. And I want to just, talk about that. This is a country, America, that denies, black people justice and just plain decency. And then they act like we're just supposed to be happy to be here because it allows a few of us to make a few dollars. The majority of us out here catch up. Well, you said, you guys made it. Y'all are successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the rest of us are catching hell out here. R.I.P. George Floyd, but we can't act like this is an isolated incident for black people.
You're adding things to my mouth that I didn't say. You're adding syllables I have not uttered. I was trying to be complimentary of you, and I'm trying to illustrate that you are an example to others that want to try. You can succeed. Let me ask a quick question. If the Minnesota Vikings had announced 2 nights ago that they were going to hire Colin Kaepernick, would the riots have stopped?
No.
Nope.
About that? What are you talking about?
Well, you guys brought up Kaepernick.
Kaepernick. His name is Kaepernick. And the reason I brought him up is you were so opinionated about him protesting.
And I'm just asking, if the Vikings had signed him, would the people of Minnesota, good, okay, it's got a game. We're not going to protest anymore.
Because that's not going to stop white supremacy. That's not going to.
So they're going back to the white supremacist thing, over and over again.
Because he would be the kind of person that thinks all white people are racist.
It's crazy.
So much about this.
Well, Diesel, we wanna share with you this video. Okay, there's people on the chat room talking about this. Lisa mentioned that you don't believe that the same thing that happened to George Floyd can happen to a white individual. Is that correct, or is Lisa just talking nonsense?
Lisa's usually talking nonsense.
Okay, so let's Lisa, what do you think? Any response? Let me show you this video real quick. This right here, this is what he said. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? This is Tony Timpa.
Tony. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Hey, Tony. Change stuff. Okay. That way we have to worry about it once he's up. Yeah. Tony. Hey. Back to school. Pick up. I don't think he did. He's not breathing? Oh, shit. I've got her in his room on the phone and telling all this stuff. What? Dead.
You can see the disappointment on the officer's face and the frustration that they go through. I mean, going through a scene. I mean, I can 100% identify with what happened here because let's say that it's a veteran, you know, somebody who takes medication for PTSD, depression, insomnia, you call it, and then somehow they fail to renew their prescription, or somehow they find themselves without the medicine that they desperately needs, and then they resource to through a friend or maybe through themselves to buy some drug, like in this case cocaine. You know, these officers kill this Tony Timpa, and I don't see any riots. I don't see that's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I'm saying. Again, the remember the video that I showed you, the Mexican guy talking. You know, he was like, no, que los mexicanos, que esto que lo otro. He was like saying, you know, to people like, wake up. You know, we're doing this for African Americans, but are African Americans going to do this for us? You know, so it's just crazy. You know, I think that I think that the conversation needs to be, you know, brought up. We need to talk about this.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what Diesel thinks about that video and that knee action.
Yeah.
And that dead body.
You know how I think about it, man. I'm not a jackass. Condolences go out to the family. Man. Yeah, I made the comment it wouldn't happen to a white person. You know, probably happen differently. I think my comment was mainly in part to someone that didn't have a clinical thing like schizophrenia. The guy had schizophrenia.
Right.
I don't really think that they were trying to protect themselves because he has schizophrenia. He doesn't know the harm that he could do to himself nor to them.
Pop out.
No. I'm literally literally not done. I'm not done.
Okay.
But I do see it is a dead person regardless. It kind of, we talk about your best friend, he had PTSD. How was an officer to know that this guy has PTSD, has schizophrenia, or whatever, unless he was unless something on their chest is written, hey, I have this symptom, blah 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 blah. So This is one of the eras where okay, you didn't see this happening, but I believe in my personal experiences, maybe based off of what I see, period, it happens more to black people, but I can only talk about my experiences, which is limited, if that makes sense. So I'm sorry this happened to him.
Except the statistical data doesn't match that either. It's actually kind of.
I don't believe statistical data based off of who's running the statistical data, and I can only go off of
Satisfaction to you at all. It's just in your head. It's just only black people.
no. What I'm saying,
Point blank. Period.
what I'm saying in my experiences, I'm
Okay, guys,
talking
I'm
about
back. I'm
my
back. I'm back.
personal
I'm back.
experiences. You know what I'm saying? What I've seen, how I've seen cops deal with someone that doesn't speak the same language, that what I've seen. I can only go off of what I've seen.
Okay.
And I've seen, a white person, maybe because he has money, he has some clout in the community, spit in the officer's face and get away with it. And I've seen a black guy not spit on but I've seen them be aggressive too. I've seen black people, get me wrong, I've seen them be overly aggressive because of nothing. Oh, get out my face! You don't know I got rights. You don't know what you're talking about. Like a lot of people just don't. They go on Facebook, they go on the Facebook lawyer page, and they think they know the whole law and stuff. So I've seen that too, but I've seen innocent people, i.e., myself, be not manhandled, but be unjustly spoken to or treated by the police officers. And I was nothing of a threat. I didn't. At least I don't look like I think I'm. I don't think I am.
So I've seen a officer shove a white woman's face into the cement while arresting her. I have seen also a black woman punch a cop in the face.
So
because
it's all perspective, man.
I mean, I've seen all kinds of stuff. Video cam, body cam footage after body cam footage, dash cam footage after dash cam footage. I've seen some stuff. Right. So I think it could happen to anyone. I don't think all white cops are racist. I don't think all white people are racist.
I agree.
I think you can be white and a bad cop and not be racist at the same time.
Okay, I agree with that.
So here in the video right now, we have, the news of today. And what happened today is that two police officers from Buffalo or Buffalo?
It's Buffalo.
Buffalo? Okay. Do you guys, is that beep on my house, or is that somebody else?
That's mine.
That's yours? Okay, never mind. All right. So let's wait for Diesel so he come here so he can show what's going on. I bet he left the fridge door open. I get the same beeps in my house when my fridge door is open. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So what happened here is that looks like some police officers pushed this guy who was trying to help them by giving them something that they drop on the floor, and they are now. Well, let's take a look at the video. Take a look at the video.
Oh, the white guy.
Yeah.
He's not a fear. He's not a fear. He's here. Get him better.
That is blood from his head.
Yeah, I mean, looks like he's 77.
Heard.
He's 77.
So you can be white Hand it that cop and not be racist.
You know, this is the big problem that I see here. You know, if there's any police officer out there watching this video today or tomorrow or right now or whatever, you know, this is the big problem. You know, that I see. There's people that are trying to record what is showing in the video. You know, police officers know that one of them, because I gotta call it one of them, it's like in the military. You know, if I'm with my battle buddies, one of my battle buddies, you know, it's like a brotherhood. You know, you can't deny that. So they understand, they see that something wrong happened, and they try to cover the whole thing by telling people with cameras, get back, you know, flashing your flashlight onto the camera because they know they can get the video, you know, trying to arrest people that are trying to cover the thing, you know, and that's tamper with evidence, you know. I mean, I have no words, you know. I really think that this, in addition to talking about, you know, in addition to, you know, I know all big main police officer, precincts and districts and whatever, they're gonna go and they're gonna give them a lot of training in de-escalation, racial X, Y, and Z. But in addition, they need to give them training about how to deal with these situations, you know, because every time a police officer pulls you over, okay, for something negative, and you're recording the conversation, and they point a flashlight at your camera, you know 100% that they're up to no good. You know, they're up to no good. So what we think about this video, guys? What you guys think? By the way, the phone line is open 520-261-7246, so you can call.
You guys made my point. I guess not made my point, but made Lisa's point. She has opened my eyes to some stuff, and then of course it made me believe also when I told you that the police officers purposely positioned their vehicle. Yeah, you got good cops and you got bad cops. I still believe that there's racism out there.
Of course.
I don't necessarily rule out the fact that this was a racist, or maybe, you know, racist. I'm not going to rule it out that the guy was racist. I'm not going to rule it out. Maybe he may have been racist. He may have not been racist. Maybe he just didn't like George Floyd, especially being a former, I think, coworker. You know what I'm saying? If I formerly worked with you, you know, and we are on good talking terms, I'm gonna be more empathetic to you, you know. So yeah.
Also, you know, there hasn't been any hate crime charges. So, because you know they have more information in their investigation than we people here in the public. So, so there hasn't been a hate crime charge, which makes me. I mean, all of those things collectively makes me think that it was not racially motivated.
Well, remember we were talking about that the people, the guy who put in the knee on his neck, he was given time to go home and delete all those evidence. So let's say he did have that, he deleted all that. He could have.
Someone like that, especially with a history of police brutality incidents or complaints,
right?
It's not something he would be able to just go home and delete. I mean, it would be there somewhere.
Okay.
That's a good point. You know, American favorite Brazilian, once again, with a $2 donation, is saying, some cops are afraid of us just as we are of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I've been pulled over. Sorry, 1 second. I've been pulled over a couple times, you know, by police. And then every time that I get pulled over, or that I, not just being pulled over, just get the police behind you on the freeway, you know, the feeling that I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I feel like, you know, that the rush of adrenaline, you know, I feel that, oh shit, you know, do I have my seatbelt? Am I under the speed limit? You know, matter of fact, just watching them on when I'm driving on my Waze app, if I see police, label a 2 miles down the road, I start freaking out like, oh damn, police, what's going on? Sorry.
That way, but not like I don't think that I'm gonna be like attacked by the police. It's just I'm fearful of having a ticket. So that's where me and Diesel and our life experiences would differ.
American favorite Brazilian once again saying Floyd 6 feet 5 inches tall, big guy. He definitely intimidated them. Talking to the police officers.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
I look at the interaction between police officers, and I look at a lot of things in like the wilderness. We're all afraid of bears, right? I mean, I don't have a pet bear, and lions and all that stuff, right? But they're afraid of us too, especially if they've never seen us before. They don't really know how we're going to react, and a lot of times we can scare them off, humans, by just saying, rah, raising your hand, making yourself, they'll look at us like, what the hell, and they'll run off. And I look at that as the same thing. Cops, like, the interactions between us is because it's few and far between. Once again, the cops are not in our neighborhoods walking, shaking hands, trying to get to know us.
Okay.
The times that we do see them is because, oh crap, we might be doing something wrong.
Yeah.
It's like seeing the Sergeant Major, and the only thing when the only interaction we get is when he corrects us.
That is correct. Yeah.
So you grow fearful towards him, not respecting. I fear that person. I don't want to see that person. I'm trying to avoid him like anything. So that's the issue.
The other thing I want to tell you is, AFB is, he might be 6'5", but and a big guy. He was a big guy, big, strong individual. But at the same time, there were like 5 officers. So I'm pretty sure that the officers were, by the time that they were all together, they should be able at that moment, once they have all 5 officers there, to de-escalate the situation and to give.
Well, I've worked in the prisons, and we have big, strong guys in the prisons too. I mean, we got guys who are, ex-SF special forces guys or whatever.
Yeah.
They're big guys, and a 4-cell move team. It takes 5 people on the 4-cell move team, and each person on the 4-cell move team is responsible for a limb of the body. So you have, 2 arms, 2 legs, and then one is in charge of the head only.
Okay.
And it will take all 5 of us to restrain one inmate.
Wow.
Because one, we're going in there and we're keeping in mind that we're not trying to do excessive force to hurt that inmate, okay? But then we're trying to use appropriate force to quell the situation, to stop that inmate from doing what he was doing that we told him not to do anymore, which is being aggressive to himself or somebody else. So all that adrenaline rushing, once has been a point, once you've quelled the situation and you have that time where you have the inmate or that person in control, that's when you're supposed to say, all right, I've met you with this level of aggression, now it's time for me to de-escalate the aggression a little bit. Okay, now it's time for me to take my weight off of you. Now it's time for me to speak to you, try to speak to you as calmly, try to tell you, hey, I'm still a human. Look at me. Are you okay? I don't think that was done. I think they were so hopped up and hyped up from the initial response that they never calmed down. And so that's why he kept his knee on that guy's neck for that long period of time.
That is so crazy. I'm gonna go back and put the Amazon warehouse who is in fire.
What is this?
Oh, this is
You weren't on earlier. They burnt. Amazon has been burnt down.
this is done in
Where's this at?
this is done in memory of George Floyd. We are. Don't forget.
What?
Yep. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on Instagram, make sure that you go to the YouTube channel. You click the subscribe button, and then right next to it, there's a bell. Make sure you click the notification bell, please. You guys are amazing, guys, and thank you so much for the donations so far. We can't be doing this without you guys.
Wait a minute. This was today?
Yes.
But I thought it was nothing but peaceful protesting.
No, this is a distribution center warehouse in Southern California. So it's in the Redlands. So it just got destroyed. 100%. So if you have anything pending from Amazon, make sure that you go to the Amazon app. They have updated your delivery dates to 7 weeks to the right.
Look at this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
4,000, over 4,000 people. More than 4,000 people were hired, were working in this location. So, I know, Linda. I know jobs are coming back. Donald Trump today just have the speech where we were talking about,
stupid, man.
and they mentioned that during this whole pandemic, during this whole times where we protesting for the murder of George Floyd, we added 2.5 million jobs in the American system. So we're still doing good. We're still doing good.
Ridiculous, man.
Yeah. So
I'm disappointed, guys. I'm so disappointed.
Maybe some s'mores.
I did not see this.
Yeah, well, so throughout the whole chat, throughout the whole video, we've been talking about white injustice, police injustice, black versus white versus black. I've been looking at a bunch of different reports all across the internet, and then I've been searching for cop interaction with individuals, and the one thing that comes up the most over and over and over, and there's been studies done with over 100 million. 100 million, is that correct? Yeah, 100 million traffic stops, throughout the X amount of years. They're saying that Black Americans encounter more interactions with the police officers than other people. So if they only make 13% of the population, how can that be possible?
I did see that. There was a particular state that was doing it.
California.
I did see that. Yeah, California. I saw it. Because they're getting stereotyped, man. They're getting stereotyped. And I got you, they're getting stereotyped, but they're also doing bad things. They need to stop doing things to get pulled over. I'm gonna be 100%. Some things are self-inflicted. If you out there, you're looking like a damn criminal. You got these new rookie cops that just came out of dang on boot camp. They going by everything by the book, and they're like, oh, that's what looked like in chapter 5. They describe somebody like you, and they're pulling people over. If you're gonna be a drug dealer, I'm not endorsing anything, okay? But if you're gonna be a drug dealer, then have a suit and tie.
I get your point. Let me get you something real quick. I got it right here. I'm gonna show you something real quick. I know you guys seen this video before. So this right here is a police officer who is about to stop a vehicle, okay? And I'm gonna take it from the moment where the police officer exit the patrol car.
There.
So he's approaching the car.
Very good.
Thank you, my Don. You're amazing.
All right. Thank you. Your tag didn't come back. Never seen that before.
Listen to that. Listen to that. He say your tag didn't come back. I never seen that before. Okay. I'm gonna bring it back 10 seconds.
Wait, you didn't see it. I'm the same. All right. Thank you. Your tag didn't come back. Never seen that before. I'm sorry. Yeah. We're good now. We ran a tag. I've never seen it before. A Florida tag. It's never come back to anything before. So that's the reason for the stop.
What was the tag run for?
I'm sorry?
What was the tag run for?
Oh, we run tags all the time, whether it's the traffic lights and that sort of stuff. That's how we figure out if, cars were stolen and that sort of thing. Also, the windows were really dark. I don't have a tint measurer, but that's another reason for the stop.
You see her laughing.
BS.
She's laughing rather. She is laughing like ha 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 ha. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, 1 second. Actually, this isn't my car, but I can write my name down. Like,
You just running tags. That's where we're going.
The main excuse they give, tinted windows, tinted windows.
Yeah.
And she start laughing like, what are you guys talking about?
I think she's like a district attorney or something like that.
Oh, she's district attorney for
state attorney.
yes,
That's what she
state
is.
attorney, New Jersey. So they got it bad. They got to hand it to them.
I mean, that's stereotype 101 right there.
Oh yeah.
what's your employee number?
And you hear that, yeah? He don't say badge number. He say, what's your employer number? Totally different. Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she got back at them. I don't know any story about anything. Lisa, tell me.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me, Lisa.
Tell me.
Mhm.
Tell you what she did afterwards. I don't know what she did afterwards.
No, I want to know. I want you to tell me what happened that whole interaction.
You think this is stereotyping? You think this is there was a white and a black cop doing the stop, but I don't know.
When you're driving around, police, they check tags all the time. I'm pretty sure my tag get checked every time I'm at a traffic light because I car dance, so it may seem like erratic behavior. But it happens all the time. And so if nothing came back, I don't know if that's legit or not. I'm not looking at the report, but if nothing came back, then it's perfectly acceptable for him to stop her. If he's from behind her, can he really tell what her race is until he rolls up on her?
Yeah, but he said the reason why he said I ran your tags, nothing came back. He says, but you got tint, your windows are tinted. So he was just making excuses or trying to pull everything like, this is why I really pulled you over. So did you pull me because nothing came back from my tags or because of my tint?
Well, if the windows are tinted, could he really tell what race she is if he's traveling behind her? Until he actually pulled her over and approached the vehicle?
No. Yeah. You're right.
So I don't know if you guys seen this right here, but we have a Plaza Northwest driving street that leads to the White House that is being named Plaza Black Lives Matter. This is the same road that was painted today on yellow, all across to the White House with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, who did that? Who did that?
I'm gonna show you
the road. Was it the artist?
Mayor.
the mayor. She is right here. Let's give the mayor. Let's give the mayor some round of applause, guys.
Yeah.
We got-
I am mad.
Come on.
Worse than
I can think of a million other things that he could have done with that money.
Cheat.
That mayor looks fine.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Let's. Oh Jesus Christ.
That mayor looks like my wife.
Standard, I see. I
Mine
got
like my wife.
standard. Heaven forbid I talk about those twins, but you
No,
know.
first of all, you were going too. I said fine. I was complimenting her beauty.
Complimenting their beauty.
No, you said something sexual. Yes, you.
Compliment of their beauty.
Hey Lisa, you wanna read the America's favorite Brazilian? He got a comment right there and a donation for $5. Thank you so much, AFB.
Lack of training, that neck tactic not uncommon. Let someone stand on your back, see how long till you can't breathe. 9 minutes. That's what led to his death. Yeah. Yeah. We got to get rid of this beat business. I've now seen it twice in my life in a very short amount of time. We got to get rid of that knee business for sure.
I think he's 100% on the spot. You know the both how can I say both autopsies they show they show drugs, they show X, Y, and Z, but they should have reflected in both of them, not just one. They should both have reflected 100%. Did George Floyd die because of this? Yes or no? That's what America wants to know. Okay, America doesn't care about did this guy's racist. These guys want no. America wants to know did this guy die because the knee on his neck. I say when you weigh 270 pounds and you got 40 or 50 pounds of gear on top of you, and you have anything on top of somebody who is handcuffed, very uncomfortable, you're gonna cause some damage. Then, in addition, when the individual is under the influence of any drugs, X, Y, and Z, it's gonna be just excruciating. That's why you see the addicts, the drug addicts, when they are doing their they're going through the time where in getting the drug through their system, they need to constantly move, and then kind of stop, and then they continue to move and stop, because if not, that's how they OD and they die. So
I didn't know that.
That's a good question.
And Diesel, one other thing about your mayor that you think is hot to trot.
Mm-hmm.
So, due to gentrification,
Oh my goodness! Here we go.
She kicks out a lot of less.
Look here! Look here! Don't mess up a good thing, okay?
Lives matter on the road.
Don't mess up a good thing, okay? Dang, boy, you can mess up a wet dream, man.
Where they live.
Damn, boy. So I can't have nothing, huh? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying,
man,
lives matter on the road.
Can I live?
Can I live? People out their place.
Can I live?
I'm just saying.
Jeez Louise, man. See, that's the issue. You women, you don't ever want to see a man happy.
I do want to see a man happy.
I mean, what's wrong with y'all women, man? Oh man, you know what? It's not about racist thing. It's about women and men. I'm joking. Don't say nothing in the comments, guys.
Hey,
light them up.
La Diva, I got a question for you. I'm watching what you're saying. Newark, New Jersey has been gentrified. Okay, so I'm watching this post by the New York Times, and they're talking about as Newark rises, could black residents be pushed out? And then something that they're mentioning is with another development plan at the site of a baseball stadium, local officials are trying to achieve revitalization without gentrification. How do you say that word? Anybody help me out?
Gentrification.
Gentrification. So what is your thought about Alexandra? Let us know, please. Back to you guys.
Gentrification. Oh man. Is gentrification bad? Yeah, exactly. Is gentrification bad? Like, if I'm moving people out to make it a safer neighborhood, and the people that I moved out just they can't afford it. Because I look at New York, I look at Brooklyn. Brooklyn is safe. I've never seen Brooklyn as safe as it is right now, but they say it's been gentrified. gentrified. But I don't want to say I enjoy it, but in my later life, right now, I do enjoy walking around without purposely looking over my back.
Yeah, it's just a double-edged sword. I mean, it's good and it's unfortunate all at the same time.
Right. So I don't know. And no, it's not a race thing. Gentrification, it's not a race thing. It's just the rich and the rich and the poor. And I think that's the issue.
Correct.
Or the rich and the poor. So I don't really have a problem with it, and because if I can't afford a certain area, I've always been raised if I don't have it, if I can't, what I'm saying, if I can't provide it, then I don't need it. So if the area now calls for someone that is making $2 million and I can't live in this area anymore, then I have to make a way I have to rely on my plan B to do something else. If I just have one plan and that fails and I didn't plan for the future, then I have an issue.
I lived in a DC suburb up there in Maryland, and my rent was $1,700 for a 700 square foot apartment.
Oh yes, that's nice.
It's so horrible.
That is nice. That sounded so awesome. You could probably you could probably turn around and you could probably touch both walls. My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Okay, let me get back to
how
you
big are
guys.
you living now?
What was that?
How big square footage are you living now?
Well, right now I'm in a 3,000 square foot home.
So okay. No. I said that's good. It's just
No, it's just because I just moved back down here, so I'm at my parents'. I literally have only been here a couple of weeks.
right. I'm just saying it's just people look at gentrification as a bad thing, but I think it also opens people's eyes. Like, hey, man, you need to get the hell out of here and do something else with your life.
Well, I'm in that comment. I'm gonna show you what happening. This I posted a link on the video. Hey, America favorite Brazilian. Yes, we do have PayPal. If you look on the about section or on the how you call it on the description of the video, you will see where we have links for donations through Streamlabs or PayPal. So thank you so much for asking, man. So anybody over there that wants to help us out, with expanding the channel, let us know. So this guy right here, Greg Sark, okay, he's a friend of mine. We did a couple of videos back in Lacey and Olympia. So this is what happened to Olympia when they gentrify the location. Olympia, all you have are houses for people with money. Okay, if you don't have $400,000 for a studio, you're not gonna get anything. It's very small. There's a bunch of hippie kind of nice places. It's beautiful. There's boats everywhere, but in the same time, they have this.
Exciting episode of Tent City Diaries.
They have something called Tent City.
Deals with
Tent City, brother. So this is Greg, by the way, and I think that's one of my uniforms.
We're here on Wheeler Street, just a little side street kind of out of downtown. And turns out this is like the Rodeo Drive of homeless people. Normally you see this shit on a cell phone as people are kind of running past. We're going to go in depth. Shout out to the brave men and women of this country that serve in the armed forces. A friend of mine was...
What the...
That's one of my uniforms.
This is a war. Bedded right now like a motherfucker. Most of this property is owned by the city of Olympia, so I'm sure they're taking care of things. Oh, look, here's a sign. Maybe this will keep people from camping out. And although I saw signs posted everywhere, they didn't appear to be very effective at keeping people out. Now, as an embedded journalist, you have to learn the ways and the movements of these infiltrators, this rebel camp. These rebels move in and out sort of like ninjas in the night. You have to learn their tricks. Here, for instance, looks like an impenetrable wall, right? Well, that's the Visqueen trick along the fence.
So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what's happening over there in Olympia. You know, you can see his channel. I'm gonna show you right here. You know, he's well known because he goes to Olympia, different motels, and he shows this thing that he call it vacancy. Okay, so hotels or motels that are used by prostitutes for to do their business or to to shoot drugs, whatever the case may be. So he goes out there, he exposes motels, and then the Olympia government, they go and they pretty much shut them down. So look at this guy right here, Jesus Christ.
It has that.
Jeez Louise.
It's my break from the streets, and it's actually conveniently priced.
They're talking about a motel.
Someone looking for just a place to crash at the bare minimum. It has that kind of dank motel, dank cheap motel atmosphere that some people actually look for in those kind of motels. You know, some people.
What?
Yeah.
I would say that kind of gave me memories of a cute little motel in Pensacola that cost about the same price.
The security on the door is a little shabby, as you can see.
It's missing.
And this thing seems really loose.
You see, take a look at that door. That door is being put there so it can be open from the outside. You see that?
Oh my gosh, look at it.
You look at that door, so it can be open from the outside with a piece of plastic or something. So I posted a link to Greg's chat link. Okay, don't leave the chat today right now. I just posted this for you guys. I can give some love to Greg. Let him know that Rick sent you there. He probably be like, "Who, Rick?" And they be like, "The guy with the uniform." So he's a nice guy. But this is the effects of gentrification. I think you push people that can afford to live in those places, but at the same time, we run through the situation where now we need to find a place for them to live, and if it's not ready available, what they're gonna do? They're gonna sleep on the streets, and then you're gonna bring the problem of drugs and homelessness into the equations, which is really bad.
Thank you, Linda. Man, Linda is on fire tonight, baby.
Gracias.
Gracias, yeah.
Let me see. I gotta see Linda. Does she have a YouTube page?
She's saying that I'm so happy I found your channel. What a community you have. Your thank you for welcoming me. How long have you been on? How long we've been doing this? I think I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years, just doing random stuff, pretty much helping veterans. As a veteran myself, I left the military and then I went through a bunch of, setbacks and problems and issues. And I dedicated myself to, make a couple of videos to help people out. And then after that, I met Diesel, I met Lisa, through social media, and then we've been, since then, I think a couple of weeks we've been doing this kind of videos, just trying to just give you guys a voice. That's the whole thing. It's just give you guys a voice.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I met Rick about we're going on a year.
Yeah,
probably
about a year. Yeah,
probably going on a year now. I met Lisa on the side of the road.
She was hitchhiking. Sorry, Lisa.
I'm not even gonna.
I know.
Bruising for a bruising.
So, tell me.
We should be finishing up here, right?
Yeah. So, guys, I want you guys to do me a favor. Are we gonna be here tomorrow?
Yes, I will be here tomorrow. I'm free.
Lisa, do you have appointments?
What time?
Same time, 8 o'clock. In the evening.
That should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1 second. 8 o'clock
Are
is
you are you gonna show your face this time? Because I haven't seen you.
no.
Much business.
No, 8 o'clock is 11 o'clock your time. Okay, so I can do 6 o'clock. That would be 9 o'clock your time. What do you think? That would be better.
No, I prefer 11 because me and
Okay, the silence. Okay,
my
gotcha.
boy will probably be watching a movie earlier. So
Okay, I want to say thank you. Who?
Yeah, I want to know who. She said what? Who?
my baby boy, my son.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
That was good, Lisa.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to go to Diesel's page, okay, and subscribe to his page. I'm gonna
the trend. Hold on.
I'm gonna put it right here real quick. 1 second. If I can, there we go. And I'm gonna put a very nice video of him. That's okay. That's okay, Diesel, yeah.
Yeah.
Where he was doing a challenge, a hot wings challenge, which I think that video should get thousands of views, guys. I'm telling you, motherfucker. Let's go to that video right now. Diesel. Yes, we're doing it. We are doing it, Diesel.
Oh no.
It's about hot wings challenge. I like everything. From the beginning. Let's talk about that, Diesel. Before you guys leave, guys, watch this.
Two lights, right? Unless you want to eat the whole thing. What's the order of the wings? So the order of the wings is one, skip, three. This is switch up. Just flip-flop.
So guys, the whole thing is a hot wing challenge, okay? I gotta tell you that they get really, really, really messy in here, okay? That's Diesel right there drinking some of that lemon juice. You see the gallon of milk right there? Guys, show him some love, okay? Show him some love. Diesel, any closing statement before we leave?
Oh man, hey guys, just stay blessed. Stay blessed and keep shedding the wealth out here of knowledge.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
You guys.
Thank you. Lisa?
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out again. I hope to see you guys in the chat again tomorrow. And yeah, definitely do appreciate all the love in the chat.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys are amazing, everybody who show up today. All the donations, all these subscriptions, guys. Don't forget to go to Diesel's channel. Thank you. God bless you, guys. Life for real. God bless you. Have a good day. Hey guys, don't leave from Zoom, okay? 1 second, please.
Playing games.
Playing video games.
And I have a lot of fun today. I have a lot of fun with those guys.